Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Saturday, January 13th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got AFC wildcard playoff action. Miami Dolphins versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Kickoff is going to be here in just about 10 minutes. And if you were watching football earlier today, you saw the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud, rookie quarterback, rookie head coach, rookie no problem. And they found a way to destroy Joe Flacco at home, 45-14. I'm not sure if a lot of people anticipated that. I think a lot of us thought that, Cleveland would probably, win by a little. I don't think anyone anticipated Houston blowing them out by like 30 plus. So it shows you there's always going to be upsets in the playoffs. And no matter how good a team is playing late, there's always going to be surprises in the wild card round. And the first round or two, there's usually going to be an upset or two, usually not three, but usually you'll get one or two upsets. And I'm not really sure if the Cleveland game was a full upset. I feel that matchup was pretty 50-50, but I kind of was leaning more towards Cleveland, maybe by 3, something like that, maybe a 27-24 kind of game. But again, I didn't anticipate Joe Flacco throwing 2 pick sixes. CJ Stroud looked great, and we definitely have a quarterback that's going to be going up in the rankings from being a top 10 quarterback to a top 8 quarterback, top 5 quarterback, and then pretty soon down the road, I think we will be debating that CJ Stroud will be a top 3 quarterback sooner than later. Especially with his touchdown to interception ratio, which I believe it was like 26 to 28 touchdowns to like 5 picks. So it's somewhere in that general range, 26 to 28. And now someone can obviously look up the exact number. I think it's either 26 or 28 touchdowns, and then not including what happened today. And then obviously with the 5 picks. So, when you can be that clean as a rookie, you're calm, cool, collected, calm as a cucumber. You already know CJ Stroud as well beyond his years. He kind of looks like a guy that's been a vet, in the league for, 6, 7, 8 years. So the league is in good hands, at least with CJ Stroud. But with Joe Flacco, what can you say? They had a lot of injuries. Flacco was getting them to a point where they were playing pretty well. But again, once you start going away from running the ball, you start forcing it. Texans start jumping. They ended up getting 1 pick six, then another pick six. And then you already knew in the third quarter that the game was over and there was no way that the Browns were going to be able to come back. And that's good for the Baltimore Ravens, because I thought that the only team that might be able to give them a little bit of a challenge would be the Cleveland Browns against the Baltimore Ravens. They beat them once already. So if you're the Baltimore Ravens, you can breathe a little bit easier. Yeah, you still got, maybe CJ Stroud or someone else that you're going to have to play to get to the Super Bowl. So it's not going to be easy. But as far as, playing someone in the division, I imagine that they can take a big sigh of relief knowing that they don't have to worry about Cleveland, and maybe they'll match up a little bit better, with either the Houston Texans or another team as we get further along into this playoff push. Let's go, baby. Hybrid in the building. What's good? Megan in the building. What's good? Said Lamar and CJ Stroud. Hey, that could be good, huh? Yeah, I'm watching right now. I got Kraken too. And then is it Columbus? Columbus too. The Blue Jackets. So I got that on my screen here right now as well. Sarah in the building. What's good? Let's get to 100 in donos. Let's smash that like button. Let's get to 20. And if we get enough people, let's get to 30. Let's go, baby. Daniel in the building. What's good? And then on the thumb, I was going to just do a regular thumb of like good weather, but I figured, I got to try to find something. And a lot of the photos with the snow, they didn't look good. So I figured I would do a close-up of the stadium with the snow and whatnot. And I figured this one turned out the best out of all the photos that I saw. We got Tua on the left, and we got Patrick Mahomes, the Mahomie, on the right. And a nice little NFL playoffs logo there at the top for you. Let's go, baby. I'm ready to go. And then tomorrow, obviously, we will have 2 games on tomorrow since the Steeler game, got pushed to Monday. So we won't have to worry about that. So Obviously, 45-14, Texans beat the Browns. We got Dolphins, Chiefs here. I would assume the Chiefs should be favored by about 3 or 4, but anything can happen. Then we got Packers, Cowboys at 1:30 tomorrow. We'll be doing a stream for the Rams and Lions at 5 tomorrow. Steelers, Bills at 1:30 on Monday. And we'll do the Eagles and my Bucks on Monday night. So we got our first snow all year. I mean, we're in 2024 now, but we didn't get any snow in November or December in 2023. So it is coming down. Me and Paisley went out and walked in it twice already. We were literally the only ones outside in it because, that's what we do. It's 15 degrees out. It's been snowing nonstop since about 6 a.m. and it's continuously to snow out there. And then at some point tonight, probably when this game is over, it's going to stop. And then, it'll be frozen with the conditions, 2 to 6 inches on the ground here, which is a lot for Oregon. And then obviously freezing, probably temperatures. And then we'll probably have some black ice. So, driving conditions for, Sunday and Monday, not so hot. And then we're going to have snow again on Tuesday. So, depending between now and Tuesday, we'll see where it ends up going. But this is the most snow that we've had here in Oregon in a minute. Elliot in the building. What's good? What happened? Well, hey, man. Joe Flacco did as good as he could. He did as good as he could. But, it shows you defense wins championships. And if you're able to get not only 1 pick six, but 2, you can already stamp yourself to the next round. I feel bad for Cleveland because, again, I thought that they could have made a pretty decent run, but it shows you, when you get to the playoffs, it doesn't matter what you did in the regular season. You want to be able to be hot and healthy, in December, 3-1, 4-0 record. But even when people think that you're going to win on the road, sometimes home field advantage plays a part. Sometimes it doesn't. And we saw, obviously, with the Texans today, C.J. Stroud came out slinging and, going out there and trying to take advantage of the holes and weaknesses he saw on that Cleveland Brown defense, even though there's not a whole lot, and exposed them early. 3 touchdown passes in the first half, and he wasn't done. And very, very impressed with C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. And honestly, if you're really thinking about it, Matt in the building, what's good? Shout out from Hawaii. But I'm feeling that as we're moving forward in the playoffs, let's be honest, who would we rather watch in the playoffs, C.J. Stroud or Joe Flacco? We understand that there's no Nick Chubb, there's no Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper is hurt. I do like Njoku and Flacco and what they had going, but with Ford and some of their guys, let's just be honest, like moving forward, what's more sexy? Is it going to be C.J. Stroud, whether you love him or you hate him? Or is it going to be Joe Flacco? And I think that, the Browns overall team looked like they might have an advantage with the defense and be a little bit better. They obviously came up well short. So as far as ratings are concerned, moving forward, having C.J. Stroud as a rookie coach, D'Amico Ryan, salute. C.J. Stroud, salute, playing like an 8-year vet. It's going to make it more exciting. I mean, yeah, they might get blown out in the next round, but at least we get to see C.J. Stroud in his development and also being able to see, like, with rookies, right? You don't see rookie coaches and rookie quarterbacks play like that, and that was really impressive. So we'll see if he can keep it going, but it might end in the next round, but you never know. That's why we love the NFL. It's so unpredictable. You don't really know what's going to happen until the clock strikes 0. Let's go, baby. And we had a couple underwhelming streams, so hopefully we can get some goats to come in here and show some love. Kraken 2, Columbus 2. And then we'll get going here on this in just a minute. That's a good question. I would assume regardless, obviously with Miami skill position players, we know Tyreek, has revenge on his mind. So I wouldn't be shocked if Tyreek goes off today for 100 to 200 yards and maybe a score or 2. But I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, with the defense and everything else. I know that, teams are going to run the football. I know teams are going to be able to sling it as well. So, I would assume that the Chiefs will be favored. And right now in the Vegas line, they're favored by, I think, 4.5. But I would assume home field advantage, even though with Mahomes and the receivers, Kadarius Toney is not playing. So advantage Kansas City. If Kadarius Toney was playing out there, advantage Miami Dolphins. So I think at this point with Kadarius Toney not playing, the Kansas City Chiefs the Arrowhead crowd, being there. Yes, they know the offense hasn't been very good. Yes, they know that they've been kind of limping, all year, and they've been limping into the playoffs. But I think that they will have enough to get past Miami. Now, if Miami ends up winning, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, look at the fucking Browns and Houston score. I mean, even if the Browns would have won 45-14, we would have been shocked, right? I don't think we anticipated any team putting up 45. I thought maybe 27-24 kind of game, and I was completely wrong. So, whether it's Houston 45-14 or the Browns 45-14, that was fucking shocking. So, do the Dolphins go in here and blow them out? Does it end up being a close game like 26-25? Some kind of weird Sudoku score? Some kind of scoregami, like crazy score that we haven't seen before? I'm not really too sure, but hopefully it just ends up being a good quality matchup. Let's get the likes up. And shout out to everyone watching on Twitter/X. And then hopefully, again, we can get some goats to come through to show some love as well. Hi, Paisley. Paisley's in here hanging out with your boy. She misses daddy. And here we go. All right, let's get everything refreshed. All right, here we go. Let's go, baby. Oh. Kraken just gave up another goal. 3-2. Columbus. All right, here we go. Shotgun set for Mahomes. What happened to my hands? That's the epitome of their season all year. Patrick Mahomes throwing to someone high, someone low, someone right, in the numbers, right in their hands, right in their chest. Sometimes the throws are not good. Sometimes they're perfect. And it just seems like they can't get a good rhythm no matter what the scenario. Ice cold temperatures. If it ends up being, extremely humid and extremely hot, hopefully they can have some connections here today. But one thing I will say about Taylor Swift, I did like, what happened to my hands? I did like the custom Nike coat that she was wearing, the whole Travis Kelce Nike jump off that Nike made exclusively for her. Pretty sweet. I don't know how many times we're going to see her in the broadcast, but I would assume a couple. And then obviously in the box, it's going to be, foggy. So we might not be able to see a lot of the celebrities that are in those boxes. Obviously, if it was me, I don't think I would want to be in a box. I know it's cold out there, but I would want to be able to see. So someone's going to be working, scraping that window all game long. Shotgun set, 3rd down and 10. Mahomes. There we go. 1st down, Chiefs. Move the chains. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Dolphins, Kansas City Chiefs, exclusive on Peacock. I don't really know why they did that. I mean, obviously it's all about money, 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 but it would have been much better if it was on NBC. But I do want to kind of make an observation on that NBC little draw to Pacheco short game, that the NBC broadcast for the Browns and Texans was fucking terrible. The announcers were terrible. The graphics were terrible. The screen was cutting out, left and right, within the pregame show and during the actual live game stream. So I don't know what's going on with NBC, and if you guys probably watched the game earlier as well, but maybe they need to figure out, other announcers, that can actually do a better job. I mean, I don't want to say it was horrible, but it was definitely below par of what you expected on NBC for the announcers and the quality of the graphics and the actual live stream feed of the game. Pacheco, 1st down, Chiefs, move the chains. All right, Paisley says, I'm going to go lay down on the couch. Nice job, Pacheco. 1st down, Kansas City. Shotgun set. First down and 10. Mahomes, screen pass. Nice catch by Kelsey there. Got to have some stick 'em on those gloves. Dinner? What's that? Well, hopefully we can end up hitting goal, or I'll be hitting air again. Fingernail sandwiches and air for dinner, huh? We can't have that. And it's the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You know, all of the above. Second down and 2. Mahomes. Hands off. Pacheco. Oh, baby. Let's go. Rumbling and a bumbling. Hey, Dolphins, you got a Tyreek. They got a Tyreek of their own named Isaiah Pacheco. Move the chains. Let's go. It didn't feel like a playoff broadcast, did it? It was just like the announcers weren't very good. I just feel like the feed itself was cutting out. It was just weird, man. Like, I get it. You know, you're trying to spread these out through like Fox and CBS and NBC and Peacock, you know, whoever has fucking money for the NFL and whoever they want to go to the highest bidder, you know, to do these things. I mean, pretty soon, what is it? I mean, pretty soon, are we going to have to, you know, have like a Hulu broadcast, a Netflix broadcast? Like, it wouldn't surprise me down the road where we end up having more and more ridiculous broadcasts on, you know, different things. For me, the Peacock thing doesn't matter because I'm a big WWE fan. So I already pay the $5 a month for WWE for Peacock, right? So having this on there, and there's also streaming sites that you can watch it on. You know, you get these, you know, old school people that don't understand why the game isn't on ABC, CBS, NBC, or Fox. But if you just know how to use a computer or a phone, it's not that hard to find the game. Rice, nice catch. Touchdown, Chiefs. Rashee Rice, baby. Nice job. Electric start for the Chiefs. No Kadarius Toney. That's a win for the Kansas City Chiefs. Nice job. Nice job, Rice. He's been the only reliable receiver. Extra point is up by Butker, and it's good. Let's go, baby. All right, Dolphins, your turn. Oh, baby, Rashee Rice will go off. He sure did. Touchdown, Kansas City. And you already kind of had a feeling that, you know, Rice and Pacheco scoring is, you know, it's not a guarantee, but you have to think out of all the options they have a better chance probably to get in the end zone than even Travis Kelce. Nice job, Rice. All right, Butker. Nice job so far. She Rice with the touchdown. Extra point from Butker is good. 7-0 Chiefs. All right, Miami, your turn. Like, seriously, you know what I mean? I know it sounds crazy, or something exclusively like on Twitter X or something. They pay like some insane amount. And then, you know what I mean? Like down the road where more money is going to be involved, you know, like I said, if like, you know, Twitter X and Elon decided to say, I'm going to pay, you know, 10 million to be able to have this game on here, you know, and promote my, you know, brand and this and that. I mean, you think the NFL, you know, if they have all that money, you know, they're going to say no. You know, obviously they're going to have certain, you know, games exclusive for certain things, but we're already starting to see, you know, with the MLB being on YouTube, some of the MLB broadcasts on Peacock is through NBC as well. So it's kind of like a, you know, sister company that's all linked together. That's why NBC and Peacock are together, right? So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if we end up seeing more and more of that. I'm not sure if I really like that, but as long as the broadcasts are good, you know, I mean, hell, they had an NBC broadcast and it's not as good as the Peacock. Yeah, but it also depends on who's announcing too. So. Well, Chief fans can end up having a sigh of relief. Nice. Jabbar Muhammad, that's good. Good for him from bouncing from one school to the next. Yeah, it's hella cold here in Oregon. Like I said, it's the first time that we've had temperatures this low, and we haven't had snow in a long time, in over a year. So 15 degrees, and it's been snowing since like 7 a.m., and it probably won't stop here for another like 3 hours. So, all right, Kraken tied it up 3-3. Here we go, baby. Man in motion. Tua, halfback toss. Mostert. Nice tackle. Dual tackle there by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Making his playoff debut. Remember when they were the wild card in Orchard Park last year? Skylar Thompson started that game. Thompson's the third quarterback. Doing the offense, Mike White finds up Tagovailoa.
Handoff. Not a whole lot of area to move around there. Kansas City Chief defense, Willie Gay, all up in the business.
Kansas City's having none of it, and now it's 3rd and 8. The ground noise will be a factor in this game.
3rd down and 8. I'll tell you what, when I ended up walking earlier this morning, though, it felt like it was like 5-10 degrees out there. It was super cold, not even really enjoyable, but I know Paisley needs to get out there. So, oh, we got a false start. But I didn't fall down at all or anything. So, I mean, it was nice to be able to go through the neighborhoods and go through our normal routine. And we'll, after this game is over, we'll go out there again. Smash that like button. Share the post if you can. Anything that will help us out. Nathan in the building. What's good, brother? You miss Cyberpunk? I miss being supported. That's what I miss. Shotgun set. Tua. 3rd down and 13. Little screen pass. Jeff Wilson Jr. short gain. Appreciate that, Elliot. But hopefully we'll end up getting blessed before the game is over. Chiefs crowd loud and proud out there in Arrowhead. Hashtag Chiefs Kingdom. I see you. Short kick of just 29 yards. Yeah, Dolphins aren't going to really be able to be that cute. They're going to have to, stay disciplined and keep pounding the rock, whether it be with Jeff Wilson, with Mostert, with Achane, and eventually the passing game will open up, but they just can't throw it to Tyreek, 25 times a game and think they're going to win. You got to be able to have that balanced offense. And of course, the Chiefs are going to know that they're going to try to run the football in this cold weather, but eventually they're going to have to change it up. And instead of going run, pass, you're going to have to go pass, run, or maybe even a play action on first down. We saw Flacco, have some success on play action in first down before he got ripped up in that second half with those 2 pick sixes. But, anytime you're going to be a team that's on the road, whether you're favored barely or not, finding a way to be effective on play action on first and second down and, be a little bit not as obvious with the play call will play into the hands, obviously, of Mike McDaniel down the road. We'll have to see on, if he stays conservative or if he'll actually, do a few trick plays and open it up. But at this point, you're down 7-0. You can't get too cute with it. Otherwise, you'll look at the scoreboard. It'll be 17-3, and you'll never come back. So.
Every item available from any manufacturer to keep their players safe tonight, from scuba suits to the big black capes you see so many.
Basically working in a warehouse full of idiots who don't want to work. Sounds like my past jobs that I've had in the, now I wouldn't say recently, but there's a few warehouse places that I worked at that were kind of like that. Usually it's phone sales, for me through big companies, or I'm doing warehouse work and, getting the hands dirty and getting out there and getting it done. So. All right, commercial break, 7-0 Chiefs. Matt, Elliott, Cyberpunk, and Sarah, thank you for helping out on the Twitter/X side. Appreciate that. Yeah, it all depends on where you're from and if your body is used to it. It's like for me, I'm outside in Oregon, an hour and a half, 7 days a week. There is no time where I take a day off from taking care of Paisley. So, like I said, I got Air Max Vapors that I just got like a couple months ago. They're already getting worn out on the bottom. So I need to reach out to Nike to see what I can do, whether they can, start implementing some new materials to, use on the bottoms of shoes and whatnot. But I need to be able to have them design something where it's going to be for someone like, a full-time walker or runner, that is going to be using the shoe an hour and a half every day. So crazy, to have like $160, $200 pair of shoes that are already worn out. But again, how many people are actually exercising as much as me? Not very many. So little screen pass there for a short game. Seven 0 Kansas City. Third down and 6 for the Mahomie. Let's see if Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't have to worry about going to Kadarius Toney ever because he's not playing. So that'll be a lot more positive plays, you would think. There'll still be a few drops for sure, but the offense is flowing much better without Toney playing. Mahomes going deep. Incomplete. Come back to the ball. Little miscommunication there with McCole Hardman and Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, the weather, there's going to be, some, I don't know, I say excuses that are valid because the weather is so cold and whatnot. But it's like, you got to follow the ball while it's in the air. It's like, are you even looking at the ball? Like, you got to be able to readjust your body, and you adjusted way too late right there. Like, help your quarterback out. I feel like a lot of times these receivers aren't even helping Mahomes out.
Gets away from it, and it'll be down by Kansas City, and Leo Chanel right around the 10-yard.
7-0 Kansas City. All right, Dolphins, your turn. Kraken knotted up 3-3 in the power play. Yeah. I mean, I guess, it just depends on what you're wanting. You know what I mean? We already know the Miami defense is kind of suspect. The Chiefs have the overall better team, top to bottom, but it's like the offense, it sputters out so often that I think sometimes people are feeling, unless you're a Chief fan, you're like, I wouldn't mind seeing, someone else, advance, someone new, Tyreek and Tua and, and obviously, Waddle has had some injuries and whatnot. There we go. Kraken scored again, 4-3 Kraken on a power play goal. There we go. But, like for me, like I said, I don't mind seeing new teams advance and whatnot. And you're going to see surprises like we did with the Texans and the Browns. But even with that being said, I'm not sure if there's any game plan that I see Miami finding a way to win this, unless they can get like a special teams touchdown or a pick six or a fumble for a touchdown. They're going to need something extra to get them into the game. And I don't know if, obviously Miami being a warm weather team going to cold weather, it's not impossible. I mean, they said the same thing about my Tampa Bay Bucks, playing the Eagles, back in the day that, we never can play good in cold weather. And then Rondé ended up having that pick six from like the 5-yard line. And then we ended up going to the Super Bowl. But, in that case, we had 4 or 5 Hall of Famers on defense. So, if I look at the tape and you're looking at the Dolphins and Chiefs, do you see 4 or 5 Hall of Famers on defense? And the answer is no. So, chances are, Kansas City will end up winning this game by somewhere between 3 and 10 points, I would assume. But hopefully Miami makes it interesting and they can get a scoring drive so we don't have a blowout scenario like we did with the Houston Texans winning 45-14 when that game was over in the third quarter. Let's go, baby.
Guess what? Jordan has dressed his home.
Yes, I'm watching. I got it on right now. Less than 5 minutes to go in the second period. 4-3 Kraken, baby. Heck yeah, that'll be sweet. Maybe I'll stream that. Yeah, keep me posted on that too, Aiden. Judah in the building. What's good? Oh, there we go. You and Odin's son will be happy. All right, 7-0 Chiefs. Little screen pass. Waddle. And then let me know, it's all up to you guys. I usually just use the background music for commercials or when there's other, periods of time where I can, fill in with that. But if you guys want the music, during the whole stream, I can put it on there. If you guys just want it during, timeouts and commercials, we can kind of keep it that way. Whatever you guys want. Finley in the building. What's good? Yeah, I don't think anyone anticipated. I don't think I don't think a lot of people necessarily were like, "Oh, Browns are automatically going to win." But I think a majority of the country, probably 80%, unless you have this thing and you're like, if you have a man crush over like CJ Stroud and all, like if people like love him, and you're like, oh, he's more swaggy player than Joe Flacco. And obviously the Texans are a cooler team than the Browns. I mean, they have a color, for their helmet and their, color scheme. But the Browns defense was, ranked number 1 going in. And, Flacco was really hot, going in 4-1, but taking that last week off. And, the Texans ended up giving you the surprise. Not only did they win, but they blew them out by 30. So that's why the NFL is the best organization in sports. You just don't really know. Anytime you think you know, you absolutely have no fucking idea. And that's why in MLB, NHL, NBA, it's a little bit easier to predict. On the NFL side, I mean, there is no predicting. There is no script that you can read that you would have been able to say, yep, I knew it was going to be 45-14 Houston. No one on planet Earth, even Houston fans, saw that coming. So nice to be able to see CJ and D'Amico Ryans advance as rookie quarterback and rookie head coach combos. They don't happen that often. But again, the team that's breathing the easiest is the Baltimore Ravens, because that was probably the only team that might have been able to beat them, the Cleveland Browns. I mean, anybody can beat anyone on any given Sunday, Monday, Thursday, or even Saturday. Nice run by Tua. But things get magnified, obviously, in the playoffs. Yeah, 300 passing yards again, but the 2 pick sixes. So I did not see the NHL All-Star jerseys. If you follow me on social media on like Twitter /X or Instagram, you can follow me. I'll follow you back, and you can send them to me. I can take a look at them, or I can look them up. 7-0 Chiefs. Yeah, snow here in Oregon and Washington. It's pretty heavy, 2 to 6 inches here, and we're sitting around 15 degrees here in Oregon. Little screen pass. Let's get those likes up, and then hopefully once we can hit 10, then we can get to 20.
The other night, as we look at Tua just navigating the pocket and making a good throw.
It's crazy, Sarah. It's like when you end up doing NFL and college football, you wait for it, you think about it, you dream about it, you wait 6-7 months, and we had some challenging streams with like baseball and like MLB fans not supporting, NASCAR fans not supporting, NBA fans not supporting, you know what I mean? But you never would think, with the NFL, and just football in general, that it would be like this, but I guess that's what it is. Passes low, incomplete. Nothing surprises me anymore. 3rd and inches. I expect, there to be tough times and for like baseball fans to be cheap, or NBA fans or college football fans or whatever the fuck it may be. But it's just wild to me to figure, with NFL and how things are, it's unbelievable. But I guess that's where we're at. 7-0 Kansas City. Lack of support is shocking. Shotgun set. Tua, hands off. Got a flag on the play. They got the first down, but I think it's coming back due to a hold or a false start.
Early preliminary indication was against Kansas City. Miami, I should say. Illegal formation. Watching Cedric Wilson and Jerome Smythe, the tight end, on that near side. You see it right there. Cedric has to be off the ball from Smythe, but go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6 in these conditions.
3rd down and 5. Cracking up 4-3. Less than 3 minutes to go in the second period. Let's go, Kraken. Shotgun set. Tua. Plenty of time. Intercepted. Mike Edwards, baby. The former Buccaneer. Nice job, Chiefs.
Watch the veteran Edwards. Throw it against his chest. An interception of Taco Alon. Ended up.
The time it takes to catch this ball, the NFL uses AWS machine learning and AI to analyze over a billion data points. Every player, over 1,000 games. Giving fans the stats they want, real time. AWS can do this for the NFL. Imagine what it can do with you.
Less than 2 minutes to go with the Kraken and Columbus. Let's go, baby. All right, Mike, I see you. Nice job.
No, you're Super Bowl champion, Victor Cruz. Cool. Just follow the captain and see where it takes you.
Subway is now slicing their deli meats fresh. That's why the garlic roast beef is preferred by this QB.
Preferred by QBs with some beef, like us.
And if we prefer it, we know you'll prefer it too. Wait, do you have beef?
So much beef.
Right now, get a free
Michael in the building. What's good?
Something good going on the ground. It's a mistake. Gives Kansas City the ball back with good field position.
First down and 10, 7-0 Chiefs. 3:03 left in the first quarter. Exclusive on Peacock. Costs $5, or you can see it on his streaming site as well. Pass incomplete. Rashee Rice was the intended receiver.
75% of the turnovers started in the pocket. It's Charles Omenihu inside, working on Robert Jones. There's the pressure right into his face that causes him to back up and throw the ball high, giving Edwards a chance.
Nice pick by Edwards, the former Buccaneer. It's always nice seeing former Buccaneers do big things. Second down and 10, shotgun set. Mahomes, plenty of time back there. There we go. Rashee Rice, first down, Chiefs. Move the chains. Nice job, Rashee.
Like something we've seen in the last couple drives by defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. He pressured on first down, he pressured on third down. And you can see why. When he doesn't pressure, Patrick Mahomes has all day. He's literally standing in the pocket, letting these receivers uncover. And early on in this ball game, Rashee Rice, the rookie, is showing up. This moment is not too
Mike, my guy. Man, I was worried about you, man. Like I said, we haven't seen a few people, and I've already had a few people pass away on the channel already, and I was getting nervous because there was a few people like Jameson and you and a few others, that I know that we're going through, either health things and whatnot. And that was a little rough there, but I'm glad that you're back, and I'm glad that you're alive, and I'm glad that you're here today, man. I mean, I still haven't heard from Jameson since the spring, which is kind of odd. And then we haven't heard from you in a few months. So glad to have you in the room, man. We've missed you. But I hope you and all the grandkids and all the people in the fam are doing well. I hope you're doing well physically and mentally. And Nick Saban, right? Nick Saban out, and DeBoa in, end of an era and whatnot. And it would have been cool to be able to, watch some games with you and whatnot. But I imagine you had some things that you had to take care of. But hopefully we end up seeing you a little bit more often, if you can.
Roughly 37% of taxpayers qualify. Form 1040 and limited credits only. See how at TurboTax.com.
That's great. File your taxes 100%
Almost an hour in. You mellow yellow, huh? Ready for the NASCAR season? All right, I'm going to look at him here real quick. All right, let me look at him, Aiden. I'm going to look at him for you. Let's see how terrible these are. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Those look absolutely hideous. Those got to be like the worst jerseys I've ever seen. Wow. Yeah, you weren't kidding. Those are terrible. I don't know who the hell is in charge of like the all-star events. I don't know if it's like the younger generation, you know, people that are like 18 to 30 that think that they're like the thinkers and the doers, you know, but a lot of times the OGs, you know, the guys that are older and the men and the women that are older usually have a better feel with the style and what's going on. And I feel sometimes that when they change things up, like the NBA All-Star Game and the festivities on Saturday night, you know, whether it's like rookie, sophomores, USA versus the international, or they start doing like a little 3-on-3 thing, I feel that they're like fucking up and putting their hands on too many things. And then we get worse jerseys and we get worse events. The Pro Bowl is a joke, right? The NBA All-Star Weekend is a joke. It's not even good anymore. Like the only ones that are good are the NHL All-Star Game and then obviously the MLB All-Star Game festivities with like the home run derby. But golly, those are terrible. That'd be good. Your boy doesn't want to eat air or have fingernail sandwiches for dinner. We already had an underwhelming stream on the last stream that we did for the Kraken, so. NASCAR, Kyle fucking Busch. Good to see you, man, even though I can't physically see you, but, you know, good to see you in the room. We were fearing the worst, that maybe you passed away, to be honest. You know, because like I said, when we, you know, don't hear from people, you know, a lot of times, you know, people can come and people can go. But for a lot of people that are close on the channel, we're family. So when we don't hear from people, you know, after a while, and you don't have any other social media for me to keep up, you know, with you, I would have hit you with a message, you know, obviously beforehand. But glad that you're here, bro. All right, Mahomes, 2nd down and 7. Wide open. What happened to my hands? Stop thinking about putting your hands on Taylor Swift and having them on the football, damn it. Come on, Travis. What happened to my hands? They're all over the wrong thing. Come on. Travis. I mean, I get it. It's Taylor Swift and all. And you like to, you know, be able to cuddle up with her and whatnot. You know, you can put your hands and hug her close, but you can't hug the football? Come on. Yeah, Blaney won the championship. Good for him. Shotgun set, 3rd down and 7. There we go. Someone reliable. It's crazy that Travis Kelce isn't even a reliable tight end or a target anymore. I just feel like the connection and the disconnect with Taylor Swift, and even though Mahomes' wifey is hanging out, like I feel there's a disconnect. It's not as smooth. It's a distraction. And I feel that whether they want to admit it or not, I just feel like the connection and the vibe isn't like Brady Gronk anymore like it was, you know, with Mahomes and Kelce. And I feel that like Rice is more of a threat and Pacheco is more of a threat. Like Kelce can still score touchdowns and he's still the best tight end in the NFL, but I feel like his game has dropped off a little bit. Seems just kind of unfocused, you know, and some of the throws are Pat's fault, 100%. Some are high, some are low, some are going to be right in the numbers, some are going to be at the feet, but still, you know, we have a standard that we've set for Mahomes and Kelce, and this year, both of them have not even been close to what we normally consider elite for both of those players, and especially together too. Yeah, he ain't the candy man no more. He had a badass season though. Quite a few wins, you know, out of the gate. Challenge flag. Not a regular flag, challenge flag.
Get involved in this one with Brad Rogers. Know about that, Brad? The video counted the bowling on the field with the runner being short line to get his first game in the playoffs as a referee.
Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X. We're almost an hour in. Kansas City with the challenge. I don't see any scenario where Miami wins this game. I think, again, until Miami firms up that O-line and that defense, I don't see them. I do like Mike McDaniel, all right, and I do like Raheem Mostert. I like Wilson. I like Achane a lot. I like Waddle. I like Tyreek, but the offensive line I don't like, and I don't like the defense. I mean, I feel there's some pieces on the defense that are there when healthy. Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, they got a few guys that you can count on, and a few that have gotten hurt, as well. But I just don't feel they have, as much pieces that they need. They need more. Like Christian Wilkins is nice. Andrew Van Ginkel is like underrated. You got some guys, and obviously Howard and Ramsey. Javon Holland from the Ducks, he's nice.
Mahomes just clarifying the clock situation with the referee. Right. Nick Allegretti was the man, 73. The report is eligible.
Yeah, and not having a Jalen Phillips is big. That would have been a guy that their sack lunch guy. So if you had Jalen Phillips from the U there, right, and he's able to be disruptive, that changes the whole flow. That's like having a Chris Jones on the other side, but not as good as Chris Jones, right? If you got a guy like that can make Mahomes feel uneasy, having him try to run away from pressure, get hands in his face, that's the type of guy that Phillips is or was, but not having him in the lineup with Wilkins, it's different. So obviously, they need more pieces, and they need pieces to stay healthy. Oh, I watch everything. Xfinity and NASCAR. Sometimes we'll do NASCAR streams here as well, but it all depends on, I have to calculate, everything's calculated for me with stats and analytics, on anything that we do. Basketball, baseball, football, hockey, wrestling, UFC, boxing, whatever it may be. So end of the first quarter, 7-0 Chiefs. More likes at 20. Almost an hour in. All right, Cracking Game is on a commercial. Rashee Rice, maybe the only one that you can really rely on the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't really think I can count on Travis Kelce. I mean, if you had him in fantasy, then, there's going to be some games where, he got some of those looks. But, Rice feels like he's taken the number one spot. The real number one is Pacheco, because you can, throw to him in the flat, and obviously he can catch passes and you can run up the middle. And then Rice is the number one receiver. And then I guess Kelce is the next option after Rice. But I don't know. It just seems like there's been a big disconnect, ever since the whole Taylor Swift, whole thing, and people want to act like it doesn't matter, but the distractions are real, whether they want to act like it or not. But, I don't feel like the focus has been there. A lot of just everyday routine plays that are getting fucked up, and you're a first ballot Hall of Famer, Pat and Travis. We expect a little bit more, out of those guys. Some of the things that they've been doing is unacceptable for them. So hopefully they can clean it up.
All 2 minutes. 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 2 minutes
Rams, Lions. We'll do that tomorrow. All right, getting back to the action. I thought 2024 was going to be better, Sarah. What happened? 3rd down and 6. I mean, 2023 was already shitty. So I thought 2024 was supposed to be a better year. And complete.
Ball is low. Mahomes makes a really good play just to snag it and keep the play alive. But he makes a better play just simply throwing it out of bounds. Know where you are in the field. Know what you have. Know where you are in the game. Seeing the big picture, making the right decision.
I can send you a link to watch the game. If you need a link to watch the game, I can send you one. But I guess if you don't have anything like social wise that I can send it to, I don't know how I would be able to send it to you. Kick is up and it's good. Yeah, I don't know either, especially for someone like me that works full time, All you want to do is, work hard, do your dream, and feel appreciated. You don't want to feel underappreciated ever.
But he's the most dynamic and unique player in the National Football League, and the impact he has on a game is pervasive. The plays that he makes, how defensive.
Tyreek, he said it's cold out here.
For everybody else, but also the energy and the swagger and the juice that he brings to the field, and he's trying to bring it tonight. Tough conditions for a guy like this, but he seems unfazed by it.
Meg from Oregon, love you. 10-0 Kansas City. 14:51 left in the second quarter. This is crazy, Sarah. You know what I mean? Like 20,000 plus subscribers making me feel like I have 20. Butker, little squib kick.
One more thought on Tyreek Hill. We had a great visit with Andy Reid the other day. He was talking about.
All right, Dolphins, your turn.
Back in 2016, they drafted him as a kick return in the 5th round, and he shows up, and Andy says, "Can you do anything else besides return kicks?" He says, "Oh yeah, I can play running back, I can play receiver, I can be your best receiver." Andy said, his quickness, his speed, his endurance, his work ethic, and how smart he was.
All right, 1st down and 10. Cold temperatures here in the Pacific Northwest, about 10 to 15 degrees in Oregon and Washington, 2 to 6 inches of snow in most areas around here. Me and Paisley went, to go on a little adventure early this morning when it first started in the afternoon. Tua going back to Tyreek, use those speed kills almost towards that 1st down marker for Tyreek to free kill the cheetah. But I wasn't surprised that no one else was out there. No one else is going to be as hardcore or that has as much love, for their, pet / family member like me. But, no other person was walking their dog out there at all. And I didn't actually even see that many kids outside playing either because it's so fucking cold. Normally it's like when it snows, it's like 28, 30, just below freezing. But when it gets to 10 to 15, I guess even the kids are like, fuck that, But I did see like 2 going long, going deep. Oh, he got it. Tyreek. Touchdown, Dolphins. But there's a flag on the play. Wow, Tyreek is a freak. Let's see if that's a late hit or I imagine that's going to count. Wow. Tua. PI. Touchdown, Dolphins. And that's really what their game is. You know, they're going to go deep and they're either going to draw, you know, either a PI on you or Tyreek is just going to catch it. And, you know, downfield, he might be the shortest guy. But if you look at his body positioning, he's one of the smartest wide receivers in the NFL based on, you know, position of his body, when to go up for the catch, when it comes to him, using his hands, not his body. There's not very many people that are as good as Tyreek in that moment. Extra point is up, and it's good. Oh, baby. Nice job. Tua won't wow you too often, but that's kind of like that Michael Penix Jr. vibe, you know, where you can just go deep. So if Michael Penix Jr. gets drafted by, you know, like let's say the Vikings, you might be able to see him throwing on Sundays at Jay Jetta just like that. All right, Tyreek. We knew you were going to score at least once or twice on either jet sweeps, bubble screens, or just saying, hey, Tyreek, go deep and make it happen. And, you know, I would say if you go deep with Tyreek 10 times, he's probably going to come down with it like 7 or 8 times out of 10. And that was a perfect example right there. Touchdown, Miami. Good job. All right, Chiefs, your turn. Hey, guy in the building, what's good? Raiders. Sarah with $1, getting frustrated with everybody else in the chat. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $1 holla, 99 to go. Already an hour in. Appreciate you. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. Is that what it's like to get supported? I forgot what it's like to get supported since it doesn't happen that often anymore. Appreciate you. Let me know what you want to do for a photo or two, and I got you. Squeeze one in and we'll wait till the next commercial and I'll get you a couple more. If anyone needs a link to the game, let me know. I got you. If I can squeeze one more in here. Appreciate you. Sarah with $1, 99 to go. All right, Dolphins, 10-7. Chiefs. All right, Kansas City, your turn. Good tackle there.
Penalties on Miami in the opening quarter, none accepted against Kansas City. Walking the back. 13, number 44.
Flag on the play.
Return going there, but Cam Jones penalty pushes it back to the 20. Jason, for Miami, for Mike McDaniel, he's trying to find something that's going to work. How important was that couple of plays for what they're going
Oh, it's all good, bro. You're good, man. You're 13. There should be no reason for you to donate to me ever at that age. There's plenty of other people that are grown, that have jobs, and that, have finances in control. So you don't worry about anything. Other people will take care of it. First down, Chiefs. Move the chains. You guys are making 13-year-old people ask their parents. That's sad, man. Appreciate you, Aiden. Don't you worry about it. You don't even need to ask them. That's how bad the situation is. You got a 13-year-old in the chat trying to ask his parents to see if he can donate because no one else is. Sad, sad, sad. It's not sad for Aiden, but my goodness. First down and 10. Screen pass. Kelsey. What happened to my hands?
It's just been one of those years for Kelsey, and even Mahomes will look towards it. Starting from week 1 with the injury and he missed, and then getting back into action.
Kelsey. You're not a good receiver anymore. So many drops. The focus should be on the Kansas City Chiefs, not Taylor Swift, bud. And it shows. And it's not just because of this game being in the cold weather. It's been all season. And I hope that he finds love, and I hope that he's happy. But, for as far as the Kansas City Chiefs are concerned, if they end up staying together, you may never see the Kansas City Chiefs ever win again. I mean, unless they end up getting like Mike Evans out of free agency, drafting Roma Dunzier and Troy Franklin, beefing up that defense, getting a new offensive coordinator, closer to someone like Eric Bieniemy and not Nagy. But I don't know. Maybe the best days are already past them. Too many easy plays that are being dropped by Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, they can still win without, Kelce scoring, but it's definitely concerning. First down, Chiefs. Move the chains. There we go, Pat.
Defense, it's always about handle the heat and gash the heat. Right now, this Kansas City offense is gashing the heat. A lot of pressure from Vic. They have the answers. Mahomes is.
We're in the third period. Kraken 4, Columbus 3. Let's go, Kraken. Less than 17 minutes to go in the third period. Mahomes. Clyde Edwards-Helaire running into a wall. All right, man. You have a good one. Enjoy that win by your Devils. Phillips, Chubb, Van Ginkel, Baker, Holland, Howard. Way too many players out tonight. Half of their defense. No pressure up front. And if you had those guys up front, it's a different ball game. Maybe Miami wins. If you have 6 of those guys on that defense there, or at least 4 of them, the guys up front. Second down and 9, Mahomes. Kelsey with a catch. Oh, yeah, I'm not drafting Mahomes. I'm not drafting Kelsey. I'm not drafting anybody. I mean, maybe Pacheco. That would be the one guy that you could actually draft. And then late, maybe Rice, maybe. You know what I mean? But I will never be drafting any players from that organization with those 2 guys ever again. Not happening. Reflect with a 5. Reflect doesn't want me to be homeless or eat air. I appreciate that. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. A little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. We went over an hour with pretty much nothing until Sarah ended up supporting with $1 to at least get us going. Appreciate you, man. And we got 0 support on the last Kraken stream, which was terrible. So, doing this as a full-time job and doing it as, putting all my blood, sweat, and tears in. Not a good feeling when you spend 4 or 5 hours of your day and you don't get any love or support. Appreciate you. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. 4th down and 4. Trips left. Shotgun set for Mahomes. Oh, he's going to run it. He's going to run it. Go, go, go. There we go, Pat. There we go, Pat. First down, Chiefs. Nice job, Pat. You know what it is? First down, Kansas City. Move the chains. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I just want to make sure that I feel loved and appreciated, you know, for all the hard work and all the energy that I put in. And I understand that, not every stream is going to be peaches and cream. You know what I mean? I get it. Not every stream is going to be, with the right amount of likes and subs and views and donos. But I mean, I don't think for where we are at, and how long I've been doing this, 12 years, I mean, there shouldn't be a stream where I'm at 0 ever. Touchdown, Chiefs. Flag on the play. I might be coming back. 5-3 Kraken. Oh, that's coming back. Blocking the back by the Chiefs. Juwan Taylor. Kraken is on right now. They were on 2 days ago, and we won. Yeah, we're on a nice heater. This will be if we win this game, this will be like our 9th or 10th game in a row. So we're one of the hottest teams in the NHL, and they had the day off yesterday. And since that happened to me on Thursday, that's why we took yesterday off, because I didn't want to have my mental health get affected by spending an hour to make a thumb, doing the Kraken game for 3 hours and ending up with no support, and then doing even lesser of a game. There was only 2 NHL games last night and a bunch of shitty NBA games. And then I felt, okay, if I do another stream and do the same thing and we end up with no support again, that's not going to be good for my mentals as we're going into this snowpocalypse 2024. And obviously with these NFL playoff games 3 days in a row. Sometimes you got to be able to, take a day off, just knowing that it's not going to be worth it. I mean, it's not good for anyone's mental health to go, with a stream or 2 or 3 in a row with no support. So. Yeah, Kraken are on a heater right now. But again, it's, getting rid of, a goalie, with Grubauer. He got hurt and he had some mental and physical issues. And we got Joey Decord in there. He's already had a couple shutouts. And he's probably, if you're looking at it, one of the top, hottest goalies in the NHL right now. And we are one of the hottest teams. We're above 500. So it looks like, going from the beginning of the year, no playoffs. And now after we figured out, having someone in net that's only going to give up 2 goals or less and has an opportunity to get a shutout every game with Joey Decord, then the confidence is at an all-time high for the Kraken. And now we're starting to get, 2, 3, 4, 5 different guys that are able to score in a game, kind of like the Vegas Golden Knights, with a lot of flexibility with the players, and that's good to see. Butker field goal is up, and it's good. 13-7. Kansas City. Yes, I do remember Spencer Webb. Rock climbing, passed away. What do you want to do for photos? You got something specific that you want to do, Reflect? Nice job, Pat. Good drive. 5-3 Kraken. Yeah, me too. I'm ready for baseball as well. Even if the Mariners are making barely any moves and whatnot, but yeah, I'm ready for baseball too. I mean, especially, how everything is going down here in the NFL. I mean, college football's wrapped up. NFL, we're getting closer. Hopefully, people will support more on the baseball side this year than they did last year. Because it seemed like for a while it was like wrestling, people would support, NFL they would support, but then everything else, there no support. College football, no support. Baseball, no support, or barely support. NBA, no support. NASCAR, sometimes, but I don't know. Hopefully it ends up being better this year. I thought 2024 was going to be better. Lee, I mean, I don't think anyone anticipated that. What was your feeling going into that game? My feeling was probably what a lot of people were thinking, that the Browns were going to win barely, like 27-24. CJ Stroud would play good, Flacco would play good, but maybe defense would step up. I don't think anyone anticipated 45-14 on either side. Like, even if Cleveland would have won 45-14, that would have been a shocker. So, but let alone, CJ Stroud playing as good as he did. And now that opens the door more for the Baltimore Ravens. Another goal by the Kraken. Let's go. 6-3 Seattle. Let's go, baby. Look at you guys made Elliott donate because everyone else is not helping your boy out. Yeah, you guys had to get Elliott to dig in his piggy bank, right? To be able to steal money from his parents and his mama and his dad and his brothers and his sisters for the $1.99. He said, "Oh, I was going to use that for Taco Bell." Now you're not. I appreciate you. You got Elliott stealing from his kinfolk to support due to the lack of support on the channel. I appreciate you. Whatever it takes to support your boy. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Taking some money from a purse or a wallet. Bang, bang, $1.99. I mean, the two shittiest teams that are left, the Steelers and the Bucks. Appreciate you, brother. Let me know what you want to do. Yeah, I don't think. Did you end up watching a good chunk of that game or no? Nice choice. And let me know what you want to do. Reflect too.
In the game, 25 and a half years old. A lot of first and second year players, and a guy that's been around for a while. Hasn't played great. 63-year-old, three-time Super Bowl champ Steve Spagnuolo.
13-7 Chiefs. Halfback toss. Mostert finding the seam. Gain of about 8 yards by Raheem Mostert.
Steve Spagnuolo has been doing this for a long, long time. He mentioned 3 Super Bowl championships, and he's just one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. And what's so exciting for him and for everybody in Kansas City is what you said last. It's the youngest.
Appreciate you.
Involved. Chris Jones, all-pro player.
It's your boy.
A lot of youth behind him at the linebacker level and the secondary level. So they're going to be good now, but they're going to be good for a long time.
I'll get you a few more. Appreciate you, bro.
He's got 10 in the shot there. Around the line of this as Poster gets the first down out to the 47-yard line. A couple of back-to-back runs. Two down to the frigid field in Caleb.
Hey, do what you got to do, man. You got to step up for the other people, You don't want O-Dog feeling like he's got 20 subs when we have 20,000.
They're not afraid to speak up and be wrong. That's what makes our young guys so special. And Stacks appreciate this.
First down and 10. Cracking up 6-3 with less than 9 minutes to go in the third period. 13-7 Chiefs. Handoff. Short gain. So McDuff. We can do that.
Yeah, the headline was Spags. The facts was every time you go to a lot of
Again, another Tyler for our boy Elliot. Appreciate you, brother. Mostert pounding that rock. Yeah, Kraken tearing it up. I'm watching right now, too. Duff, baby. That's a cool photo. Appreciate you, bro. $8. That's a hell of a lot better than zero. 92 to go. Third down and 2. And complete. All right, Kraken 6-3, baby. I like that. Oh, yeah. And we'll be doing Rams and Lions tomorrow, and then the Bucks and the Eagles on Monday night. Go Bucks. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams beat the Lions. You know, like I said, you're going to get crazy things that happen, and obviously the Lions story has been great, but I wouldn't be surprised either way if the Rams win with McVay and his play calling, you know, or if the Lions have enough defense to get it done. But will they? That's the question. We know Lions can put up points, but can they stop anybody? That's the question. Nice job, McDuff. How much snow did you get up there, Reflect, at your place? It's like 10 to 15 degrees here in Oregon, and we got like 2 to 6 inches. You know, it's been snowing pretty constant from like 6, 7 a.m. until, you know, now. I think around 8 or 9 o'clock it's going to stop here, and then, you know, then we'll have a break until Tuesday, and then it'll start again. Kraken kicking ass and taking names. Amazing to see. It's like, how many wins in a row can we get? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's keep the momentum going. That Uncle Mo is strong. Pacheco, handoff, short game. Oh, you only got barely an inch there? Oh, wow. You guys locked out, man. It was so cold. I mean, like I said, I got my Vapor Maxes and just like, you know, 2 pairs of socks, and then went out there the first time with no mittens or gloves. That was dumb. And then I realized like how really cold it was, you know, but we still went on our regular 30 to 45 minute walk. And then, Columbus just scored 6-4. Megan with a tenner. Let's go, baby. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. A little Cactus Jack, bang, bang, $10 holla. Let's fucking go. Hack with the maroon tie, baby. Let's go. Great to see. Figured out the problems in net. Everything else is falling into place. And not only that, we're getting more contributions from our, centers and our forwards and our defensemen than ever before. It's nice to be able to see that. Appreciate you. Let me know what you want to do for photos once we get into commercial break. I got you. I'll get some more for you and Elliot, and for Reflect. Maybe a couple more for Sarah. Fractured your ankle. Oh, no. How did they not call that hold there? I don't know. Well, hopefully you can rest up, and it seems like it's always one thing or another, huh? That's tough. Sorry to hear that as well. Three minutes left in the second quarter. 13-7 Kansas City. Less than 6 minutes to go. 6-4 Kraken. It's a little bit more goals that I would like to be able to see given up. But if we get the dub, we get the dub, as long as it's a high-scoring affair, but we end up winning. Achan, gain of about 3. Compression sock. No crutches. Well, I hope things end up being smooth for you, or as smooth as they can be. But at least you're gonna get little things like you're not able to watch the Seahawks, but at least, the Kraken are playing well, and we'll be doing a lot of coverage with them until the Mariners start. So, but I'll be doing a lot of Kraken games, throughout the rest of the season. Something to hold us over before the Mariner baseball season starts. George and Tyreek exchanging pleasantries there. Not in a threatening way. Third down coming up. Yeah, it was good to see Mike today. We saw Mike today, Reflect. Mike actually hopped in here. I thought he passed away because we haven't heard from Jameson for almost a year. I hope he didn't pass away. But Mike was getting up there in age, and I know he had some health concerns. Jameson was around me and Sarah's age, but I mean, if you end up having a health condition, or if you end up having something happen, it doesn't really matter what age you are. You can be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Things can happen at any age. So let's throw up some Kraken photos here.
Sleep Number, the American Cancer Society, and the NFL are teaming up to provide resources and tools to help reduce cancer risk.
Do you know where to get screened? The Defender presented by Sleep Number can help.
Let's go, baby.
What makes a carnival vacation fun? No matter what you do, no one does.
Less than 3 minutes to go. Empty net. Let's go, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go. Release the Kraken. Defend the deep, baby. Let's go. No, I would be willing to do it. I mean, everything that I do is going to be sports or wrestling related. So I'm not opposed to doing, anything that's like, that USFL, XFL, now UFL, any type of league. It just depends on what else we got going on. I'm trying to scale back a little bit on the NBA and the college hoops until we get to March Madness and NBA playoffs. But we will do some NBA and some college hoops, but that will be probably the least on the channel. But I wouldn't mind doing some of the United Football League stuff if people are going to come in and hang out and we're going to watch it together. It just depends on, what we have going on. But if you're interested in it and you're going to show up when I do it and we can get enough people to come through, yeah, I don't mind doing it. I can do some reaction videos to some of the games too. The only problem is with those other leagues, like the USFL, XFL, and this United Football League, like I think like the hype for it is pretty high within the first couple of weeks, and then it kind of fades. So it's like you can be interested in it for a little bit unless you have a favorite team, and then it kind of starts to fade away, and then there's other things that might be, maybe more entertaining. But again, if we're going to be scaling back on the NBA and college hoops, then, there will be more, opportunities for that. And it sounds like if it's in March, that'll be around March Madness time. So maybe some March Madness, maybe some of that. And then obviously a little bit after that in April, we'll get into baseball. So, it's 12 noon and you know what time it is? Time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. Not really. I just told him that it was really good to see him, and we didn't really know if it was him at first because his old profile would be like Mike, and this one had the Michael on it. So then we were like, because we've had a lot of Mike and Michaels on the channel, but then we figured out it was him. And he doesn't have social media and didn't really say if it was health related or not. But I'm just happy that we ended up getting him back in the room for about 10 minutes. Talked a little bit of, upcoming season for NASCAR and whatnot. And he just said sorry for not being here for a few months. And hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit more of Mike, when we go further into 2024. Yeah, but I don't know. I just think that the XFL, USFL, any of those. I mean, like I said, it's not that good. It's like the quarterback play is kind of shitty. Defense is kind of shitty. It's just. But I think now if it's going to be a gateway to the NFL, and this is going to be the league that people don't get drafted, they go there, and then maybe they get a chance. So maybe the talent level will be better. And if the talent level is better and there's more competition, and they're not going to just let anybody play in it, then maybe it will be worth doing. It's going to be, not ideal. It's not going to be great. It will be football, but again, we'll just have to see. If it's NHL and the Kraken or that, I'm going to go Kraken. But if the Kraken are off, and there's no good games on for the NHL, would I consider doing that instead, like the United Football League? Of course. I mean, I did a few games, and I don't mind doing reaction videos or doing a few live streams to it. But again, it just depends on how many people are going to come watch with me. 18, let's get to a hundo. 82 to go. Mahomes, first down and 10. Nice tackle. And once we get into halftime, let me know anything else that you want to be able to see for the people that donated, and I'll get all of those extra photos taken care of, you guys. Less than 2 minutes to go, Kraken up by 2. 6-4. Mahomes throws it away. Incomplete. Drop Pat. Throw it away. Chiefs should be up by more than 6 points right now, but it shows you, if you got Tua And you got Tyreek, anything is possible. It's like you could get your ass kicked for 2-3 quarters, but if you go deep twice and connect, that's 14 points. So depending on where the score is at, it's like even though we feel Kansas City in our heads, it feels like they're up 20-7. But when you get 2 field goals instead of 2 additional touchdowns, and then you get 1 long bomb to Tyreek, right? And then all of a sudden it's like you've had 3 good drives. Miami's only had 1, right? But that 1 connected for a TD, you're in it. So same thing will happen in the second half, and Kansas City needs to realize they're not going to be able to put away Miami with just field goals. Big facts. You finished Breaking Bad? Nice. You got to do Better Call Saul now. Yeah, Breaking Bad is incredible. Rashee Rice, baby. Go, go, go. First down, Kansas City on cue. He's like, O-Dog says, we can't win if we're going to go for field goals. He says, we need to be able to get in the end zone. Damn right. Let's go. Rashee Rice is going off, baby. First down, Kansas City. Move the chains. Okay. All right, Rashee, I see you. You are the king of that offense. It's no longer Travis Kelce. It's Pacheco and Rice. And it's been that way all year. It's like Travis Kelce's always been the one, but now he's like the 3. Weird. And even him as a third option, I don't trust him. I don't trust him catching the ball. I don't trust him running routes. I don't trust him at all with anything. I don't trust Pat either. I trust Pacheco, in the flat. I trust him being able to, get 80 to 100 if they give him proper blocking. He can catch, screens in the flat too, and, run reverses and, bubble screens and jet sweeps. And I trust Rice, with his hands and his route running. And even with that being said, Rice typically averages about a drop a game, but it's a lot better than the other receivers averaging like 2, 3, 4 drops a game. So it's like, okay, I don't mind it, and it seems like Rice hasn't dropped as many in the last month. Still is going to happen. Sometimes it's Mahomes' fault, too high, too low. Not everyone is going to be right in the numbers. But it's like I only trust 2 players on that offense. And it's crazy that they're not Pat and Travis. It's not Mahomes and Kelce I trust. It's Isaiah Pacheco and Rashee Rice. Who would have thought? Yeah, but Matt, you haven't been watching the games. You don't watch every game from beginning to end. You're a college football fan, right? So you're not watching every single Kansas City game. You can trust them, but if you watched every single game like I have from beginning to end, you wouldn't trust them. You like wide receivers and you like tight ends, okay? But this team is a shell of itself. And anyone that's watched Chief games this year will tell you that. It's not just me. It's not a hot take. It's reality. I mean, even ask me and Reflect, we're not going to be drafting Chief players unless it's Pacheco or Rice in fantasy moving forward. I ain't drafting Mahomes. I ain't drafting Kelce, ever. And for me to say something like that and being in fantasy and me feeling like, that we're pretty damn good at what we do, that is really a big statement. That's saying a lot. I'm not saying that their best days are past them, but we'll find out. 3rd down and 7, shotgun set, Mahomes, and complete. Go Kraken. Final score, 7-4. Kraken, baby. How many games is in the win streak? Is that 9 for us or 10? Is it 9? 9 wins in a row or 10 wins in a row? Yes, it is. Harrison Butker, kick is up, and it's good. It's a field goal party. Well, I guess they're trying to win with field goals. It's just crazy, though, with all these field goals. Wow, that was a crazy kick. That went all over the place. That with one long bomb, right, then it's 16-14. So it's like you can get dominated, and the score, at 16, it feels like it's more closer to like 24-28 for the Chiefs, but too many field goals. 1 touchdown and what? 4 field goals? 3 field goals? 3 field goals and a touchdown. Allen in the building. What's good? He's the man. All right, Dolphins, your turn. Tua, Tyreek, one throw downfield can get you PI, one throw can get you 6. Simple as that. We already saw it once. Will they do it again? They're gonna need him to do it again in the second half if they want to be able to come back. Shout out to everyone on Twitter/X that's watching, and do your boy a solid and like the stream. It takes 5 seconds. Doesn't even take 5 seconds. It takes 1 second. Help your boy out. It all helps with the algorithm, especially if people can't donate, they don't want to chat. Hit that like button. If you have other socials and you feel inclined to share, it would be great. On like Twitter/X or any other platform that you have. 16-7 Chiefs. 14 seconds left. Nice catch by Waddle. Yeah, that sucks though too. Also, reflect. I saw that Rodgers decided to go in the portal after DeBoa left. Lots of the players are dipping, which sucks. That's why I'm not one of those like haters, that likes to be able to, when you see these other people on like social media, like these Duck fans that are just like, they have no empathy or sympathy, they just want to talk shit and whatnot, and like, it's like, I get it that we lost to them twice, but it's not going to do us any good by trying to rub it in after them, you guys losing your coach and having him go to Bama and then losing, guys that are going to transfer out. It's like, you never know how things can happen in college football or in the NFL. Everything can look one way in 1 week, and then all of a sudden a week later, your team looks completely different. So, I'm never going to be a hater. So, well, you need to watch more film. Your film game is lacking. You got a lot of skills, knowing about route running and whatnot, and you love the Twitter/X. You got to watch more games, bro, because there's quite a few people that, have more knowledge than you. If you're going to try to hop on with me and do duck games and whatnot, you got to be able to watch more games, more game flow. And you got to watch more than just wide receivers and tight ends based off the position you played when you were younger. You got to be able to, soak in the game footage. That's the bottom line, brother. We ain't average here. We're fanatics. Reflect with a 3-er. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. Because if you want people to respect what you're saying, you can't just be throwing words out there, and hope that they stick on the wall. You got to actually watch the games, and not go on someone else's fucking, podcast, not going on someone else's blog and taking what they wrote down or what they said. You got to do it on your own. You got to come up with your own evaluations. $3 holla, appreciate you. Let me know what you guys want to do for photos here. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. $3 holla. $21.79 to go. Yeah, sucks, man. It's one thing to have DeBoa leave and then have the quarterback transfer that was coming in leave. And then some of these other guys, even some of the Huskies are joining the Ducks now. So, yeah, it's tough. It's like, you had everything that was built up for this season. And it shows you when you're a small market team, like at Washington, even though Oregon, it may not be considered small market, compared to Washington. But if you're in the Pac-12, a lot of us are. Maybe USC's popularity isn't. But if you look at, Michigan and Ohio State and Georgia and Bama, where they're at, that's where we're trying to go. But a lot of times these other schools are going to have, better recruits. And then also you want to be able to have a coach that's going to stay. And it just feels like now with college football and the players, it's like kind of a rental. As soon as someone goes somewhere, that doesn't mean that they're going to commit for 4 or 5 years at Alabama. They might be on Alabama, sit on the bench for 1 year, get frustrated, and say, fuck it, I'm going to go to Oregon now. And that's kind of how it goes. So, like, moving forward, and that's a big part of why Nick Saban retired. I feel like he doesn't have an advantage over 5-star athletes anymore. And now it's an even playing field, and he doesn't want to do it anymore. So I feel that with him, it's like, he had that, domination factor where he would have, 20, 30, 40, 50 NFL players, on a roster compared to other schools that might have 5 or 10, and that's why they were winning so often. And then obviously Georgia started to catch up, Ohio State and Michigan. And then now you're starting to see Alabama, instead of winning every year, they're winning every 3 years or so. And now he's gone. And we'll see how good DeBoa does, but I would assume DeBoa, he'll last a year or two and they'll probably fire him and they'll try to find the next guy and then the next guy. So it might be a coaching carousel. I hope it works for DeBoa, but to follow in Nick Saban's footsteps, it won't take very long, for them to have a 8-4 season and say, get the hell out. And then maybe, they're going to try to find someone that's closer, to that 10-2, 11-1 or undefeated season. So even though, 8-4 might be pretty good for other schools, it ain't going to be good for Bama. And the first game on the schedule is against Georgia. So he might start off the season 0-1, and they'll be calling for his job right away. So, which is definitely not fair, but, it is what it is. All right, let's get into some photos. What would we like to do here for photos for some of y'all? You guys let me know what you guys want to see, and I got you. Oh, lots of Bama players are going to dip. Because the whole reason they went there is because of Saban and the chance to make the NFL. Not saying that DeBoer is not a good coach. He is coach of the year, but going from Washington to Bama and recruiting, it's going to be tough. I'm happy that Dan Lanning didn't take the job and decided to stay because we're trying to build something. And honestly, Bama is a top 5 job, but guess what? So is Oregon. And we've already been building, recruiting and everything. Why would you want to leave and start over again? So it made sense for Lanning to stay. I'm glad he was true to his word. And, moving forward, it gives, I think, Oregon fans a belief that in the next 10 years, if he stays, that we will have an opportunity in the Natty in the next 10 years, at least once. We may not win it, but I know we can get there with him once or twice, as long as he doesn't leave and we keep recruiting on a high level. So. I'll put up a couple more Kraken photos. (16-7) Chiefs. Everybody loves Schwartzy, baby. Let's go, baby. Yeah, and like I said, Dan Lanning, obviously, when he ended up making that post on socials, it's like, you're afraid of your coach leaving, come here. That's a big selling point, because you got to think, especially with guys leaving every year, if you know that there's going to be a guy that will be there for your whole college career, more than likely, that is it's a big security blanket. Not only knowing that the coach is going to be there, but we have prestige and we're getting closer and closer to where we want to go. Obviously, the ultimate goal for USC, Oregon, and Washington are to be able to get on top of the Big Ten, be able to get ahead of Michigan and Ohio State, and then eventually somehow, some way, being able to beat those teams, or Georgia or Bama or Oklahoma or Texas in the SEC, and being king of the castle. So. Yeah, we got the money. We got the money, though. But also, too, we got the money, right? We got the helmets. We got the shoes. We got the multiple jerseys, the facilities. I'm not saying that the Husky facilities are nowhere on par to the Ducks, but obviously anyone that knows Eugene and have seen, the facilities and everything that we have to offer, we have to offer some of the most out of any of the schools. I mean, we're right up there with like the Michigans, Ohio States, the Bamas, the Georgias. Like Oregon literally is right there with all of the top schools as far as what we can offer. And sometimes even more, because you're going to get more swag. You look good, you feel good, you play good. As far as like uniform combinations and helmets and cleats and socks and the gear, you're not going to get better gear than at Oregon. You're going to get the new technology. You're always going to get the prototype stuff. We're innovators, of the college football scene, and with the clothing and the new gear, based off the new technology, waterproof, better cleats, better technology overall with the jerseys and the gloves and anything that they come up with. So I hear you, man. It definitely is going to be tough. But at least hopefully at some point or another, we can have one of us represent the Pac-12, which is new, the new Big Ten, and we can come out as champions other than someone in Michigan. So yeah, that's true. That's true. All the money, all the swag. That's us. But just because we got the money and swag, it doesn't mean that we can buy ourselves a championship. It's like the Yankees, they had so much money before, but how many championships did they get? They had that nice run from like 96 to 2000, but where have they been in the last 24 years? You can have money, but money doesn't buy happiness or buy championships either. So. Law and Order. Can't wait for that to come back. I saw that Ice-T was posting and they were doing some filming in the Bronx and in Brooklyn. Great show. It'll be fun to be able to see him next year. He has some catching up to do now with all the CJ Stroud mania. They came in at the same time, but he's quite a far ways, behind now. He's got to catch up. And we don't really know if, Bryce Young at this point, he doesn't look like he's going to make it, but we'll see if they improve the coaching and the weapons, if he can get better. And it's all about showing improvement. And with Richardson, the talent is there. It's just, can you play smart and not get hurt? That's the problem. We don't know. If he can stay healthy, he'll have a great career, and the Colts will go to the playoffs many, many years. And maybe at one point or another, they'll be able to win a couple games and maybe get to an AFC championship game. But if he plays like he did this year, his career is going to be cut short, and he won't last that long. It'll be an injury-riddled, career lasting 5 to 10 years, and he might be out of the league sooner than you think if he keeps playing like that. So hopefully he can make the proper adjustments. Otherwise, it will be a injury-riddled, shorter career than we want. We want him to ball out like CJ. We already have plenty of quarterbacks and players that are considered busts or someone that isn't going to pan out. We want him to pan out. Hell, we want Bryce to pan out too. I want all the quarterbacks to pan out, and not be terrible, but it's not that easy. Toby in the building, what's good? All the D linemen.
oldest playoff game in NFL career. Tyreek Hill had a 1-point touchdown.
Stud.
50 plus quarterback numbers. They're ready for a first down. There you see the Mahomes numbers.
I'm gonna go grab my drink real quick. Meg from Oregon, love you.
Five Verizon. Those yellow seats there, those are the suites. And it was an immediate evacuation of those suites.
Which is good, so that way that he slides down, to a team that just barely missed the playoffs, or a team that might suit him better. So I think it'll be good, and like I said, if they want to go with the Calebs and the Drake Mays, and even if they want to go Bo Nix and they want to go through all these guys, it's going to be a blessing in disguise, that he goes lower. Because obviously, if you don't have but the thing about Minnesota that worries me is that they have no O-line. So I like the Jetta, Addison, Madison, Hawkinson thing, but I don't like the fact that Minnesota's got one of the worst offensive lines in the game. So if they can improve it, then Michael Penix Jr. won't get fucking obliterated. But if they draft Michael Penix Jr. and don't address the O-line, then there's going to be games where he looks really awesome, but there's going to be games where he looks like dog shit because of that O-line. So
It is function, not fashion right now. You heard Mike McDaniel, 0 for 4 on third down conversions, 0 for 1 on fourth down conversions. How does Miami sustain offense a little bit longer in this second round?
I just think they have to be patient. They have to be better on first and second down. Continue to try to run the football. High percentage throws to get the ball in Tyreek Hill's hands. Not the downfield stuff in a lower percentage. Just give them a chance to catch it and run with it. If they start mixing that stuff in there, I think those third downs will come.
It's down at a double clutch of those throws. The pass incomplete to Durham Smythe.
Pass incomplete.
In coverage. Smythe, the tight end, targeted for the first time tonight.
Yeah, you said that he did double clutch. Some color flashed in his face that was really gay. Wasn't sure Smythe was going to cross his face cleanly. He had to hold the ball and then was wide with the throw.
The hallmarks of this Miami offense is the quick decisions. Get it out in 2.3 seconds. We see to the way I look there. This is Mostert. Long handoff to Mostert, trying to use his speed to get him to the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6 coming up.
Those are the very plays we're talking about. They have so many different guys they can throw them to. They can throw them to Mostert and Achane and Tyreek and the Waddle as well. All those guys are dangerous after the catch, and they just allow them to have some positive plays. Now they get themselves into third and manageable. You got to get Spags a lot in these situations. Remember, sit on the fastball. Anticipate the heat. Have some quick answers to get it out of your hand and react to everything else.
Saw the 0 for 8 extending back to the end of the loss. The final game of the NFL regular season to Buffalo. 3rd and 5. Tua, trouble. Escapes. Going to try to run for it again. He gets hit by Bolton shy of the first down. Ran for a first down in the first half. Couldn't get there here, and it's a 3-and-out to start this series for Miami.
Ends up being a 4-man rush, and they play man-to-man coverage behind it, and their guys win inside. Amenahu and Chris Jones, they do what we call a TT. They twist inside. The attention goes to Jones. Amenahu gets close. And just love how this second level of defense runs to the football when Tua runs it, keeping him short of the first down.
The struggle for Jake Bailey here so far tonight, punting the ball. This is a better one, 46 yards. Richie James in 27. It's going to exit stage right, get out of bounds. Travis Kelsey on this night, Jason, targeted 8 times. He's got 5 catches, but a couple of drops in that first half.
Yeah, he's obviously been so reliable throughout his career. He made some plays tonight, some big third downs. It's a big
Woof, woof.
The early third down miss.
Paisley says, woof, woof.
One of those screens. So if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I remember all the great times we've had together. I keep throwing it to him, but Travis has to make these plays.
She says, I love daddy.
One touchdown shy of the all-time postseason mark. Brady and Gronk, 15 touchdown collections in the playoffs. Touchdown throws knocked down. That's Agba off the edge. Got a hand on it. And
Second down and 10.
A big play.
It's interesting. In that quick game, you'll see Kansas City a lot. They'll try to cut people. And Taylor, in this situation, he starts high and then goes and cuts Agba. Excellent use of hands. Ward him off, get the hands up.
Woof, woof, da woof.
Trying to get Kansas City off schedule.
Agba was suggested Houston before he was a former Kansas City Chief as well. Now he's
16-7, Kansas City. Shotgun set. Mahomes going long, going deep. Got a man. Noah Gray, first down. Chiefs. Noah Gray, move the chains. Nice job, Pat.
This is a route you see Kansas City run a lot of. He's the point person in the bunch, and he's just going to run a corner route. It's man-to-man coverage. Go who's got him in coverage, who's low and inside. Patrick throws it high and outside, and talk about a reliable player. Every time you throw the ball in Noah Gray, good things happen to the Chiefs.
Isaiah Pacheco stopped to the back.
Short gain there by Pacheco.
David Long through Caleb.
Guys, during the half, I asked Andy Reid what gave him the
Mahomes.
come out here.
Maybe they need to go more to Noah Gray and Justin Watson instead of going to Kelsey. I mean, whatever works. I mean, again, it's like, you know, when you have Pro Bowl voting and all pro voting, like the players don't give a shit about the Pro Bowl, you know, and they always get it based on popularity and based on not what the stats are. All pro, they go into the stats. And that's the one that the players want. It's like when they tried to snub Antoine Winfield Jr. as the best fucking safety in football, and then he got all pro honors. So that's what it's about. First down, Kelsey. Move the chains.
No doubt the ruling is right. Kelsey does an excellent job keeping those body parts off the ground. Like he's doing back extension. He turns around and gets up and finishes it.
Eli Apple went down, couldn't bring him down.
Come on, Trav. I need you. I need the old Trav. Where's the old Trav at? Where you at? Mahomes? Pump fake. Throws it incomplete.
Corner there to try to get to him, but you can see that edge rush just isn't there, and he's standing back there with a ton of time in the pocket.
He sure is. And if you look at the back end of this thing, impressive job by Miami matching some of the routes. It was a 4-man rush. Patrick wanted to throw one of the deep overs, and one of the defenders on the opposite side came and took it away, forcing Patrick to throw the ball away. That's Big Fangio.
Reflect with a fiver. Says, I don't want you to be homeless or eat air for dinner. I appreciate that. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. A little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. Appreciate you. Rasheed Rice going crazy. Cray. Uh-oh. Hopefully he's okay. I appreciate you. $5 holla. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. Reflect is an MVP. 26. Let's get to a hundo. And again, we'll be doing Rams, Lions tomorrow, and then we'll do Eagles, Buccaneers on Monday, even though there'll be earlier games. Obviously, tomorrow we'll have the Cowboys and the Packers. Go Cowboys. We them boys. And we got Buccaneers, Eagle. Go Bucks, even though I don't really want to be in the playoffs. I'd rather have the Saints there. But if we're going to be in the playoffs 4 straight years in a row, 2 when we were contenders and the last 2 were pretenders, so be it. But I definitely still want to beat Philadelphia. I mean, regardless if A.J. Brown is playing or not, the way that the Eagles have been playing like shit. Baker is kind of banged up too, though, where we might have Kyle Trask. So if Baker doesn't play, I don't know if we can beat the Eagles. Hell, if Baker plays, I don't know if we can beat the Eagles, but it would be nice if we could find a way to do it. But I would assume the Eagles will more than likely find a way to win. But if we can find a way, somehow, some way to beat them, obviously it would be more catastrophic for the Eagle fan base rather than the Bucs. With us, I feel, if we win or we lose, we don't care. We'd rather have draft capital and a better draft pick, but here we are, right? But if we can win, we'll take it. It'll be good for our franchise. But if we lose, it's not like it's going to hurt us. But with Philly, with everything that's been going wrong with them, if they lose the Buccaneers, that's a huge black eye, because like I said, between the Bucs and the Steelers, we're the 2 worst teams in the playoffs. So you don't want to be that team that loses to the 2 worst. You don't want to lose, to the Steelers, Buffalo Bills. You don't want to lose to the Buccaneers, not this year. Like if you would have lost us a couple of years ago, fine, but like I already knew we were going to lose last year to Dallas. We were terrible. Tom Brady's last year, and this year we're not good either. So but we'll find out. Noah Gray looks like Travis Kelce. Like if you look at this photo, right, and then you look at this photo, looks like the same guy. I mean, besides the tattoo right there. Like if you were just looking quickly, you're like, oh, that's Travis Kelce. Noah Gray. At least the Chiefs got someone they can rely on other than Isaiah Pacheco. Hopefully he's okay. Nice run. Wow. First down, Chiefs. Nice run by Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
His offensive lineman comes from behind. AFC ruled the ball so well in the first half.
I mean, for a team to be like 10-1 and looking like they were a top 2, top 3 team with San Francisco and Dallas in the NFC, and then at one point it was Eagles, Niners, at the top, right? And then we had Ravens started to gain some steam, over there as well. But it kind of went from one team to the next, and it kind of shows you, we'll go through different moments, in the playoffs. But I don't know if I've seen a team, fall so much like that, besides them. Jags did too. Yeah, Jags collapse was bad too. I mean, they were like 8-3, and then they just started dropping game after game after game after game. You got to finish strong late. So.
Come out here to these stadiums. It was opened in 1972. 8 miles southeast of downtown.
But I mean, imagine if you're an Eagle fan and then you lose to the Buccaneers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I know who my team is, and I don't need to sugarcoat it. I know when we're good and I know when we're not. In the last 2 years, we haven't been a good football team. We're just, someone has to come out of the NFC South, that shitty division, and I guess it's Tampa. But I would have much rather had it been the Saints last year and this year, but. But I guess it gives me a chance to watch one more game. I mean, I would have rather had the Seahawks, your guys' team, make it over me. But, it is what it is. Hopefully I still end up getting a quarterback in the draft, so that way I have someone to compete with Baker. Because I just don't think Baker is going to be good enough to be the quarterback for the next 5 years. Like, if you want to have him on the roster, fine. But I want him to be able to compete with a rookie and another free agent in the next 2-3 years, because Kyle Trask isn't good enough. So we're going to have to move on from him. And I need to figure out if it's going to be Baker and who, so that way if Baker gets hurt, then I got a rookie that I can plug in like a Penix Jr. or a Bo Nix. And if they don't go that direction, I want to make sure we bring in a free agent, someone to compete, like a Kirk Cousins type, so at least I have another option other than just Baker. Because sometimes Baker will bake and sometimes he burns those cookies in the oven, man. Sometimes he's no good. Sometimes Baker stinks and Baker ain't baking. He's burning. He's burning that shit. Nice run there by my Holmes. Good vision. No, Winfield Jr. ain't leaving. And I hope Evans doesn't leave either. I mean, hell, Winfield Jr. might be, he's going to go down as a Hall of Famer, I feel. Like I say, he got the same intangibles, handoff up the middle. He's got the same intangibles as a John Lynch or a Rondé Barber. He legit is the best, corner / safety / secondary player the Bucs have had since Rondé Barber, John Lynch. That's saying something. And those two guys were Hall of Famers. So I feel as long as Antoine Winfield Jr. doesn't have any serious injuries, that we will see him in Canton down the road. Just like we will with Tristan Wirfs as well. Those are the two guys that are going to get in. Now, with Devin White, his play has kind of fell off a little bit, and he might not be on the Buccaneers after this, but he, played his role, with Levante David, when he needed to for us to win, the championship. Play action fake, Mahomes, pump fake, throwing it away, incomplete. I mean, he's my favorite player on the defense, and Wirfs is my favorite O-lineman that we've ever had. So, I mean, if I was ever going to, have enough money down the road, those would be the two next current jerseys that I would purchase. Those would definitely be the next two. And then if Evans re-signs, I wouldn't mind getting an Evans, 3rd and goal. Helmet swap. I don't even own an Evans. I mean, I should have probably bought an Evans a long time ago, but I mean, I'm not really into offensive players. But if I were to buy one, it would be, Mike Evans, Tristan Wirfs, Antoine Winfield Jr. I don't think I would buy a jersey of anybody else. Those would be the only ones that I would buy. And then I would go and buy Allstott, Rondé Barber, John Lynch, as far as like the vintage ones. And there's definitely more of a chance of Evans leaving than Antoine Winfield Jr. It's like pretty much it's a blank check for Wirfs and Antoine Winfield Jr. Whatever you need to pay him, you pay him. And the same thing goes for Mike Evans. You don't want him going somewhere else. It all depends up to Mike. He's already won the Super Bowl. It all depends if he wants to do it from one team or if he wants to try to, help another team win a Super Bowl again. Like, imagine if Mike Evans was on the Chiefs, how much better the offense would look. Pacheco would be good. Rice would be good. But if you have Evans on one side, Rice on the other, Kelsey in the middle with a Pacheco, then we're talking about a Kansas City team that might be able to go to the Super Bowl again and win, but I'm not sure if the Chiefs have interest and if Mike Evans has interest in leaving. I know money talks, but extra point is up. No. Field goal is up, and it's good. 19-7 Chiefs. All right, Dolphins, your turn. Here's the game plan. Go Hail Mary to Tyreek, and hopefully you get PI. And then if not, you get a touchdown. I mean, you're almost getting to that point with less than 8 minutes to go. I mean, you're running out of time now. It's like, I know you want to be able to pound the rock with Mostert and Achane, but that shit ain't working. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Could I get the 10-piece chicken McNuggets?
You get the ball to Jalen Waddle, damn it. But even with all the controversy with Taylor Swift and everything else and Travis Kelce, at least they ended up finding out a superstar on their roster in Isaiah Pacheco, not only for fantasy purposes, but just in general. He plays like a top 10 back most of the time. And that is the one bright side that they got. They had one, player that left in Tyreek in the number 10, and they ended up getting, Tyreek 2.0. It ain't Tyreek, but it's the best thing that they could get out of the number 10 for the Chiefs. The closest thing to Tyreek that you're able to see in the NFL, and coincidentally, it's on the Kansas City Chiefs. So they definitely hit it out of the park with this draft pick out of Rutgers. Yeah, he's got to. He's got to use his legs. Especially if you can't count on people catching the ball besides this guy. I can count on you. You give me first downs. I like that. But, I mean, I wish I could trust you, but I just don't, man. I don't trust you. Sometimes that's Pat's fault. Throwing it too high, too low. But then sometimes when they're right to you, it's like you're not thinking about the game. You're thinking about where you and Taylor are going to go after dinner after. That's what it feels like to me. Got to focus, man. (19-7) Chiefs. All right, Dolphins, your turn. All right, 7:49 left. Touchback. 19-7 Chiefs. What's the predictions for tomorrow? Anybody got Green Bay beating Dallas tomorrow? And then what do you guys think about Rams, Lions? Comment below. Who are you picking right now? If you had to pick a team right now, what's your gut telling you? For me, easy for me for Cowboys over Green Bay, even though Love might play okay. And then I think the real one that's 50-50, which we kind of maybe thought the Browns and Texans was going to be 50-50. Clearly, it wasn't. But we thought going in it could be. But that Rams and Lions game, I mean, I feel like a majority of America loves the Lions story. But again, it's all being hot and healthy at the right time. And the Lions should win. But if the Rams win, I would not be surprised one bit. Like something kind of tells me that the Rams are going to play a hell of a lot better than people think. And it's like, I like the Detroit Lions story. I like the players, but I just don't like the defense. And it's not like the Rams defense is that much better. They're very young on that side of the ball. You know what I mean? They don't have the same intimidated defense as they did, when they had their run at the Super Bowl with Aaron Donald. But even with that being said, I trust the Rams defense more than the Lions defense. So. You'll be the Taylor. Y'all be the Taylor to your Travis. Distract you from all the games. Meg from Oregon, I love you. Third down and 2, short from the marker. Britt in the building. What's good? All right, Tua, show me. Fourth and inches, man in motion. Achan, first down, Dolphins. Move the chains. Nice job, H-Chan. First down, Miami. Move the chains. At this point, you almost have to go to Tyreek like every fucking play if you want to come back. But I feel out of all the games, the Rams have the best shot. It feels like, to pull off the upset. But it all depends on what Detroit, team shows up. Oh, that's interesting. But I don't know if Kyron can't really be stopped, though. Kyron Williams and Puka are like unstoppable. Like, it's like I don't think I've even seen them have a bad game all season. So it's like the only way that like the Rams lose is like those guys get hurt and they're on the sideline. But as long as they have those guys, they're going to have a shot. Carl Loftus, it's 12 noon. You know what time it is? Time for a Kansas City sack lunch? Yum, 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 yum. Let's get those likes up. If you haven't smashed that like button just yet, please do. Help your boy out. Nice job, George. George with the sack lunch. Nom, 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 nom. Tua. H-Chan going nowhere. Cold weather, but again, it's you can't be too cute. You want to be able to run the football to open up the pass. But when you run the football, and then you look up at the clock and there's only 3 minutes left in the third, and then you're down by 12, you just got to start going, spread offense. RPO, you got to be able to go deep to Waddle, deep to Tyreek. And, that's the only way you're going to get back in this game is either with flags and it's a flag party, or, Tyreek or Waddle are going to catch that big one-on-one, one-on-two ball, and that's going to get them downfield. You're not going to get it downfield any other way. You have to realize that. Yeah, I think normally if the Lions, end up getting ahead, then, teams go away from the run, but they can still throw it to Kyron Williams in the flat. So as long as you just got an all-around back that, can help you out, just like even though the Patriot offense was like dog shit kind of towards the end, but they were using Zeke for everything. They were, when they were up, when they were down, whether they would hand the ball off or they would throw it to him in the flat, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in the game, just little check downs because they couldn't do anything with Zappy or Jones, but at least they felt comfortable, going to Zeke, kind of in December with a more of a role. So we'll see how it goes. But again, we've also seen Detroit, go on the road and look very shaky against teams like the Bears that they were much better than, but they just don't play good on the road. And, at home, they're going to get their best performances. But again, if Laporta doesn't play, that's a huge advantage for the Rams. And even if Laporta did play, I could think the Rams could win. But I just don't know what team we're going to get. Hopefully, when we do the stream tomorrow, it ends up being a fun game, like a 31-28 kind of game, something like that. Lots of scoring, lots of back and forth. So, because even if the Rams win, could you imagine if the Rams beat Detroit 45-14, like Houston beat Cleveland? That would be wild. Even if Detroit wins 45-14, I think that would be shocking. I don't think anyone saw Houston putting up a 45, but that's the NFL playoffs for you. Nothing is predictable in the NFL. Nice sack lunch by George. Oh, nice. The hot cocoa and the bedtime. Yeah, we got snow here in Oregon for the first time in like a year. So, and obviously it's 2024. I'm not just saying within the last, a couple days, 2 weeks, but even last year, we didn't really, like the last time we had something like January, February, March, like we usually don't get it during Christmas time or November, like some of y'all do. But 2 to 6 inches here in Oregon, and me and Paisley have already went out twice, and it was, kind of not that enjoyable because it was so cold, but, she still needs to get out there and, she likes to, kind of hop around in the snow. I can tell that she's having fun. And I don't even have a jacket for her. I just have like a harness. I don't got like socks for her, little booties or whatever, but, she never complains. She loves it, and she needs a little snuggle time with dad to warm up after. I can obviously do that. So, snugs. 19-7 Chiefs. Pacheco stays in. Mahomes going deep. Got a man. Dive. Flag on the play. McCole Hardman, what kind of effort is that? You can't dive on the ground? See, what is it right now? 14 degrees here. Feels like -1. Is that good? Yeah, it looks like it finally stopped snowing, and then we're going to get snow again on Tuesday. But right now it's the 18 and 14. That's the high and the low. Tomorrow 26 and 18. Monday 27 and 15. Tuesday 28 and 28. So we're below freezing. So all this snow and ice and everything else is just going to end up getting slippery, black ice, this and that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it all, plays out, and then getting more on Tuesday. So no one's really leaving or, driving around in the whip that much, until probably Wednesday here, at least here in Oregon, unless you have like snow tires or chains. Yes, it's super cold. Super. Halfback toss to Pacheco. Nice job, Isaiah. Just as a guy who played the position, what's your appreciation for how Mahomes handles things at the line? Coldest day for an El Nino year since 1980s. Golly. I like the cold weather, but like I said, it just when that wind is whipping in your face, and it's, if you got like 40, 50, 60 mile an hour winds, or even if it ends up being 20 to 30, when you feel that wind, that's what makes it like unbearable. If it's just kind of like I'm crunching in the snow, walking around, I don't care. You know what I mean? A little bit of cold doesn't bother me, but it's just that wind chill factor that just makes it almost unbearable. But I still try to get out there. Like I said, hour and a half, 7 days a week, every single day. No days off. No days off, baby. Yes.
He's getting so windy on the field. This is the second time last 2 minutes. The ball is just blown from where it was put down.
Gosh, that's insane. And like I said, we only have normally it's like maybe 1 to 3 inches, of snow. And then every 4 to 8 years, once we a little bit out, then we'll have a day or a couple days where we'll have, I don't know, maybe 4 to 10 inches of snow, but it's if we get closer to 10 inches, that's like once every 10 to 15 years. But if we get 4 to 5 inches, that's maybe every 4 to 5 years. So it's like, it kind of goes in waves, like a couple inches of snow, nothing, half inch of snow. And then all of a sudden, boom, maybe 5 or 6 inches of snow. And then wait, maybe another 5 or 10 years. And then we have some kind of snowpocalypse of 8 to 10 inches of snow. But again, we could have an inch of snow and people are freaking out. People in the Pacific Northwest, they don't handle snow that well. Maximus in the building. What's good? Texans in the AFC Championship. No. I think it's a great story for them. And CJ Stroud is playing great. Defense is playing good with Will Anderson and D'Amico Ryans. But no, I do not. You got to crawl before you walk. You know what I mean? And it was amazing that they blew out the Browns, which most of the country had the Browns winning by maybe 3 or 4. So they found a way to blow out the Browns at home, which is great because, you're breaking records as a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback. But it is possible that they could get to the AFC Championship game. It is possible. Anything is possible as long as you're in the dance. But I would be shocked if the Texans, with a rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach, that were able to go, all the way to the AFC Championship game. But I guess never say never. But one thing is for damn sure, CJ Stroud and Nico Collins are fucking the truth. Like, they are an amazing duo. It ain't Montana Rice, but it's fucking fun to watch. And no matter who they go up against, like, you're going to see something that you haven't seen before, with them. And they have really good chemistry, intermediate routes, short routes, deep routes, good yak yards after the catch out of Nico Collins. So it's kind of like cool to be able to see 2 new superstar studs be able to make like names for themselves. And CJ Stroud is getting the pub. I feel that Nico Collins is getting a little, but not enough. And, eventually as the years go on, I feel that Nico will have a good chance of cementing himself as a top 12 receiver. And CJ Stroud will go from being a top 10 quarterback to top 5 quarterback. And then pretty soon we'll all be debating if he's top 3. And I don't think there'll be a whole lot of debate, especially if he keeps going to the playoffs. He keeps improving. You'll still have the Mahomes and the Burrow and the Josh Allen and the Lamar and the Herbert and a few others. But if CJ keeps playing like this, buy Herbert, maybe buy Burrow, and then maybe buy Mahomes, and you're right there at the top with, whoever it may be, Jalen, Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, there's going to be, 4 or 5 names that we're going to be talking about, every year. And CJ is going to, get himself his name in the conversation. All right. No problem. Well, Packers have a great record in Dallas. I feel that they haven't lost there, but again, if Jordan Love, can play 18 touchdowns, 1 pick type of football, yeah, the Packers have a shot for sure. But Dallas at home is very, very good. Like, Dallas would have to literally have the biggest implosion, at home to lose to Green Bay. I mean, Green Bay definitely has a shot, but I would assume this is the best chance that Dallas has to make the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. So if they know that, then everything is on the line, with Dan Quinn and McCarthy and Dak. And I feel that they'll, CeeDee Lamb is unguardable, and I just don't see any scenario that the Packers can win that game. They might be able to compete for a quarter or two, but I just don't think that the Dallas defense will implode. They'll make enough plays. They'll get enough sack lunches and make Love uncomfortable. They'll be able to score some points, with their running game and their receiving core, but I think Dallas will score more and they'll feed off the crowd, and that, home field advantage will be true for Dallas. So if Dallas is going to lose, they'll probably lose in the NFC Championship game when they have to go to San Francisco, but I could see them winning, obviously, tomorrow. The Dallas Cowboys. Rashee Rice. Let's go, baby. I told you he'd go off. He's electric, baby. He's money, baby. I can trust you more than Travis Kelce, baby. And hopefully we can trust Travis, and Pat, next year. Mahomes, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And remember, if the Dolphins actually had 6 of their defenders on defense, this game would be much closer. Pat would be getting, running for his life. He'd probably throw a pick or 2. It would be much closer. But again, it shows you if you can't get pressure on the quarterback, you have no chance. You have no chance in the NFL if you can't get a sack lunch or a pick You can't get pressures, knockdowns. You have to make that other quarterback uncomfortable. And if you can't do that, you're going to lose every single time. I see the Rams-Lions matchup being probably the most 50-50 matchup. The Lions have an amazing offense. Laporta might play, he might not. Defense sucks ass. It's not good. Aiden Hutchinson is good. But other than that, there's no one else you can count on. You got Branch and a few of these other guys that rookies and whatnot, Campbell. But let's just be honest. I mean, the Detroit defense stinks. It's not good. But they will play better at home than they do on the road. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, their defense is terrible. But let's say at home, they'll play like a 5. On the road, they'll play like a 1. So at least they got the home field advantage going for them. And with the Rams, with McVay, they can play good at home or on the road. And I feel that the Rams legitimately have a shot. The Rams could end up being that team that upsets, Detroit. I mean, the Detroit football story is a great story for the NFL. But again, sometimes it depends on who you play and if you're hot and healthy. And right now, the Lions aren't necessarily hot or healthy with the Laporta injury. So, how close are we to 20 on the likes? Got to be getting pretty close. Shout out to all the people on Twitter/X that are watching as well. Mahomes towards the sideline, incomplete. Flag on Justin Houston. Uh-oh, roughing the passer. Christian Wilkins, what you doing? Pat says, thank you very much. Yeah, Christian Wilkins, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, if they can move on past the Rams and win, I would assume Laporta will be back for that next game. And shout out to the tight ends getting healthy, and then Mark Andrews is back, obviously for the Ravens, starting to practice with them. So, so that's kind of nice. If the Ravens end up going to the Super Bowl, whether they win it or if they lose it, it sounds like Mark Andrews will be available sooner than later, which is awesome. All right, take care. Second down and 7, handoff. Pacheco running into his own man. Gain of about 4 or 5. First down, Chiefs. Have you noticed, like, whenever teams end up having a bad year or they're struggling, then everyone disappears? Saints fans disappeared. Chiefs fans disappeared. Like, every year isn't going to be a Super Bowl year. Every year isn't going to be peaches and cream. Like, what, the team has a shit year and then you just got to abandon all of us and just say goodbye? Like, we don't fucking matter, like we're a piece of dirt? Is that what it is? It's like we give, we bond, and then all of a sudden the team has a bad year or two, and then all the fans leave. They can't handle it. Touchdown, Chiefs. This one's over. Eagles fans disappeared. Saints fans disappeared. Chiefs fans disappeared. What happened? No loyalty. Nice job by Pacheco. Extra point is up, and it's good. All right, Dolphins, your turn. Now you have a chance to go Hail Mary 5 times in a row. Yeah, the only way the Dolphins were going to have any kind of chance in this type of game is if they had their defense healthy. You know, you got to have the defense healthy. The running game would have to be slightly effective. Then that would open up the game for, Tyreek and Waddle more. But until you can get into a good rhythm and have your defense bail you out and help you out, you just can't count on, Tyreek to get you 3 touchdowns every game, and sometimes that's what it feels like with Miami. If Mostert and Achane get slowed down and they're not scoring, you can't count on Waddle and Tyreek to save you every game with Tua. They're not that type of team. So they have a lot of room to improve on the offensive line and the defense. And like I said, injuries caught up to them. And even if the game was in Miami, you're not winning this game. Reflect with all the emojis. Or it's like when a team wins, people, come through and they'll donate. Team loses, just disappear. I mean, not every year is going to be your year, There's 32 teams in the NFL. We only got 1 champion at the end. But I do appreciate all y'all watching on Twitter/X and the people that are in the room. You guys are loyal to the soil, and I do appreciate that. I wish we had more people like you guys. All right, Dolphins, your turn.
Yeah, embrace the new identity of this football team. It's not quite so high flying as it's been in the past.
Couple more likes to 20. We got to get there. 26, 74 to go.
Physical up front, he's been running angry. And when it's -7 degrees out, they don't want to tackle you time and time again. Is a big part of what they're doing.
See the numbers in both games. Regular season win in Frankfurt, Germany. This win in the freezing cold of Kansas City hangs on in the last.
All right, shotgun set by Tua. I mean, you got to go deep now, like almost every drive. Here it is. Incomplete. I mean, like I said, they should have started probably going deep in the third quarter at the very beginning out of halftime. Because like I said, unless they just assumed that Achane or Mostert was going to get loose and get them like a 50-yard score. But, the Chief defense has definitely tightened up, and they're on the road. So you have to understand the play calling and the scheme and understand where you're at with the weather and your players and how they're able to adapt. Obviously, they're way out of their element here, being obviously a warm weather team. Shotgun set, Tua. And it shows you also, too, like Tua is a good quarterback, but I wouldn't consider him an elite quarterback. He's not a guy that's going to win the game for you a lot of times. A lot of times he just won't lose the game for you. He's better than a game manager. Some games he will win it for you with his arm, but he doesn't do it every game. Like I said, it's like one out of every 4 games, maybe he'll win it for you. But a lot of times it was the defense earlier in the year, maybe Achane and Raheem Mostert on another game. So a lot of times it's like you can play like a top 10 or top 5 quarterback, and sometimes you can even have rankings that say that you're a top 10 quarterback. But I think a lot of times when we watch Tua, he's not a top 10. Like the stats sometimes will say that he is, but for me, he seems more like a Kirk Cousins, where he's ranked like just out of the top 10, like 11th or 12th, and again, there's like 32 quarterbacks, so it's still good, but I just feel that like sometimes I can count on you, Kirk Cousins. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can count on you, Tua. Sometimes I can't. And that's kind of how I feel. Huh, Paisley? I love you. I love you. Someone would have to look at the bracket. I would assume so. Texans will play the Ravens, and then I would assume that the Chiefs and Bills would play. Waddle. I got these amazing socks that have alien, spaceship, and Bigfoot on them. They're amazing. Hi, Paisley. Paisley's sniffing. Are you sniffing, Daddy? Dad's almost done, honey. I know you love Daddy so much. Daddy loves you too. Tua. There we go. First down, Dolphins, which I feel that we haven't even said that much. Oh, that's a badass waddle. Waddle.
Try to attack the underneath coverage and then run a post route in behind it. An excellent hands catch by Great Grant. 2 good throws back to back by Tua.
Paisley's here, nibbling on Daddy's legs. Says, Daddy, I love you. I know I love you. Daddy's almost done. I know. It's the Dolphins, honey. They're just, they're not good. Good defense there by the Chiefs. Yeah. And it would be much closer. I still think the Chiefs more than likely would have won the game. But I mean, if you had, you have 11 guys on defense and 6 of them are hurt, like, how are you going to compete? And even on top of that, sometimes the Dolphins defense was shaky, even with all their starters playing. So reflect with a 4. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $4 holla. Appreciate you. Someone doesn't want me to be homeless. Shotgun set. Tua. Scrambling for his life. Go, baby, go. First down, Dolphins. Move the chains. Nice job, Tua.
One of the things that Kansas City is going to do in these situations, they're going to play 2 deep zone, and then they're going to play man-to-man underneath it. And so all the underneath cover guys have their back to the quarterback, so if Tua can break the line of scrimmage, those plays will be available for them. They want to double Waddle, they want to double Tyreek Hill with those 2 deep safeties.
Tua, frustrated dog. First down and 10, shotgun set. Tua, going deep. Oh, L'Jarius Sneed with the good tip away.
This is Tyreek. He's the inside most receiver on the right-hand side.
Appreciate you, Reflect.
Bringing some pressure on the slot. The Duffy reroutes it, and then Sneed from the outside sees the ball go up in the air and goes and gets it. What an athletic play by Sneed. Almost catching that thing. We talked about it. Icy down there. It's cold out. Pretty impressive.
Those are the 2 guys. Those are the 2 coverage guys. Second and 10.
Oh, screen pass. It's a fumble.
Live ball and out of bounds.
Sneed has a good year this year. 70 to go. Yes, we appreciate it very much.
Clock keeps running.
Chris Jones in the middle of the defense.
He's thinking of challenge. He's saying it was a forward pass. And then tip to go backwards. Terry McCauley, bring you in.
Yeah, Mike, it is a fourth pass. You can see it hit number 74's head right in front of the quarterback, right after he releases it. So this is forward. Once it touches him beyond the release point, it's forward no matter where it goes after that.
So even though your guy heads it back the other way, it's still a forward pass.
Correct.
Terry, thanks.
One thing that's pretty noticeable, Mike, is this Kansas City defensive front. They're pinning their ears back.
Well, 2 blowouts. I don't know if we anticipate 2 blowouts today. Houston 45, Cleveland 14, and Chiefs 26, Dolphins 7. I think that the Dolphins and Browns definitely underwhelmed quite a bit. Like, if the Dolphins are going to lose, what's the minimum that we would think that Dolphins would score? Like 17? At least 2 touchdowns and a field goal, right? And then with the Browns only putting up 14, that's wild. You would think the Browns would put up at least 20 based on how they were playing, at least 2 field goals and 2 touchdowns. And no one in their right mind, even Texans fans, thought they were going to put up 40 plus. And if they said that they were, they're damn liars. Dinked off the helmet. Yeah, a lot of it also has to do with them being at home at Arrowhead. They play much better at home, and that crowd will lift them, with the emotion. Just like when you see certain games with the Seahawks at home or Saints in the Dome. It's a hard place to play in those 3 places, especially when the crowd is rocking together. Like when you can feel the energy from the 12s, when you feel the energy from the Saints fans in the Dome, you feel the energy out of the fans in Arrowhead. If they're chopping at the same time, then you can feel that energy. We're all about frequencies and energies. Woof, woof, demand it. I'm about to get on some banana bread here that was freshly made here about an hour ago. Ooh, baby. Love me some coffee cake and some banana bread. Homemade banana bread. It is good. Oh, big hit. Wow, McDuffie.
Was shot out of a cannon. Two had his eyes down the field, and he wants to kick it wide to his best player. McDuffie all over.
Golly, Trent. Like that?
Big physical hit. 4th and extra long for Miami. The mountain is really steep, and it's really icy, Mike. I didn't anticipate it's owned by Kansas City. Maybe
that was nice. Back to his college days. Gang, gang. I see you. 4th down and 16. Miami looking like shit. And it shows you, like I said, right? It's all about O-line, D-line, defense, coaching, play calling. Sometimes people get enamored with quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, but it shows you. It doesn't matter if you have Tua and he threw for 300, 400, 500 yards the previous game. If you have Tyreek and you have Waddle and you have Mostert and Achane and Jeff Wilson, if the offensive line doesn't do their job, the offense is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Just like when the Bucs played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. You can have Mahomes, you can have Kelsey, you can have all these weapons, but if the O-line doesn't do their job, it doesn't matter. We held Mahomes from even throwing a touchdown pass. That shows you how incredible that defense really was in that Super Bowl. Offense can win some games, but defense wins big games in the playoffs, and defense wins championships.
What's been most disappointing with this performance?
No continuity on offense. I thought they'd be able to run the ball better, and the passing game has been out of sync.
On the defensive side of the ball, they look soft. They're running around blocks. They're missing tackles.
Stud. Go Huskies. Go Dogs.
Detroit, the schedule headed your way this weekend. Go hometown. I'm your coach. And that was your guy go in game up there. We'll see you at the airport.
I mean, it's sexy on paper, when we start seeing like, oh, Tua, oh, Tyreek had 180 yards. Yeah, but if you're like going against Denver defense or like some shit defense and you're throwing up a lot of points, but you're not going to be playing fucking Denver every week, and I think that's why with a lot of fans and when they do like sports betting and then they, end up, having conversations, we get too enamored and we fall in love too much with quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. And I'm not that way. I'm always going to be O-line, D-line, defense, coaching, play calling. That's always going to be my priority because that's what wins games, And like I said, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end is sexy. Those are sexy pieces. But the bottom line is if you don't got a good O-line or D-line, none of those pieces are going to be moving. It's like, being rich and having 2 Lambos and 2 Ferraris, but no gas. So what are you going to do? Right? What are you gonna do? You got Lambos, you got Ferraris, you got Taylor Swift, but you got no gas to take her anywhere. I mean, that's essentially what you got. So you got to make sure you got the gasoline, and the gasoline's going to be that O-line and that D-line.
Baltimore to take on the Ravens in the divisional round. Until Monday to know those matchups. A bit of a different twist to the teams, but
yeah, but most fans, I think 95% of fans are offensive minded. Like if you go buy a jersey, they're going to buy an offensive jersey. They're going to go buy the quarterback, the running back, the wide receiver, the tight end. Not get an offensive lineman because that's not a cool thing to do. I don't know. I just got an appreciation for the underappreciated, the ones that actually help you win the game and the pieces that actually matter. Not that quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end don't matter. They do, but they don't matter as much as people think. To have an elite O-line, D-line, and head coach and coordinators, I would rather have elite those than have elite quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and have dog shit O-line, D-line, and dog shit coaching and play callers. Because if that's the case, you're only going to be so good. You got dog shit, on the coaching and dog shit on the O-line and D-line. You might end up being 10-7, but you ain't going to win. You ain't winning the playoff, but if you end up having a team that's 10-7, but quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end are all kind of average to above average, but you got elite O-line, D-line, defense, coaching, and play calling, that 10-7 team can actually upset a few teams that are better, supposedly, and go even further than people ever think. Those are the teams that you have the Cinderella stories where they end up going to, all the way to the AFC or NFC championship game, and you're like, how the hell did they do that? O-line, D-line, defense, coaching, play calling. 3rd down and 5. Yeah, the Eskridge was a mistake. And also too, I know Megan loves Charles Cross and all that, but I know you and me agree that was a mistake. That there was others that you could have picked. Was he highly touted at the time and you didn't want to get, the Eagles defensive lineman, you didn't want to go, with Jalen because of maybe the issues off the field or the speeding. It wasn't a right fit for Pete or what they wanted. And it sounds like they wanted to move Pete out because Pete wanted Gino and the rest of the organization with the owners, with Jody Allen, as well as, the GM, they wanted to be able to draft a rookie, and Pete wanted to keep building around Gino, and that's why he doesn't have a job anymore. So, because he felt that with Gino, they were a year or two away from maybe making an NFC championship game if they kept drafting well and bringing over free agents, and apparently the organization thought differently. So, and I don't think it was like a flop pick with the Cross, but I feel that with the injuries and it hasn't panned out to the degree of based off the pick, based off picking a guy that high. And it's like Abraham Lucas sometimes plays good, sometimes plays bad, so it's like Tariq Woolen had a great rookie season and any kind of, I don't want to say he fell off, but, a little bit of a sophomore slump, it wasn't as good as the year before. Right. Yeah, but the thing is also too, the type of player he was, I'm not sure if he would have been the better pick. I don't think I would have went with Jalen either. I would have went somewhere else. I mean, obviously, offensive line and defensive line are a priority. You need to, fix those things.
We welcome you back to Super Wild Card Weekend, presented by Verizon. Folks here in Kansas City having a good old time.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy the noise here. The folks who have stayed are.
Yeah, Witherspoon has worked, but even you and me were doubting. Yeah, of course, that was the pick that I thought they were going to do. But then he ended up getting hurt, and so but he was the most well-rounded. And obviously we thought that he could end up being like a Pro Bowl kind of guy sooner. Christian Gonzalez. Yeah. Tua. See, that's the one thing about you, Reflect, with sports, when we can talk about, Seahawks or Huskies, we just keep it 100. It's like you don't let your bias and your fandom decide, the topic. For some people, they're going to argue, based off this is a good pick, or this is, based off just their love of that particular player. But as you and me know, we follow the league as a whole a little bit more than others. So it's like we know what else is out there. It's one thing to be able to draft a guy and then like root for him because he's on your team. But just because they're on your team doesn't mean it was the right person to pick. Like I said, especially if you're following the league as a whole. If you're just following one team, you're not going to know any better. You're just going to think, oh, this was the best pick, until you start looking at other players that got drafted in the same class and have stats that are hella better. Then you're like, fuck, we fucked up, But again, that's why I feel that you and me, are very similar, because we don't let our fandom of the Seahawks or the Bucks cloud our decision making if a guy is good or not. It's like, yeah, we're going to root for the guys that are there, but we're also going to fairly criticize if they're not good or if they have not lived up to the expectations. We're not going to just give them the benefit of the doubt just because they're on the team. We have to be able to fairly criticize and also fairly give, good love and good praise when they do good. You get praise when you do good. You have to get called out when you do bad. You just can't get drafted to the team and no matter if you do good or bad, we're just going to support you. Fuck that. And that's when you can tell with people being biased, with their favorite teams and their favorite players. Some people, they don't realize how biased they are. They feel, oh, I'm a fan. But then you can, start to understand. It's like you can be a super fan, you know what I mean? But also too, based on the things that are said and evaluation of players, depending if you're actually watching the league as a whole or not, it clearly shows who watches like all the teams and who doesn't. Because we can definitely evaluate, I think, players on another level. That's why I feel like you and me, based off, the, fantasy football, the drafting, the way we project players, like just because someone's an Oregon player doesn't mean that I'm not going to criticize them. Or, just because someone's on Tampa doesn't mean they get a free pass when they play like shit. Like it doesn't work like that. Like I said, if there's better things that are out there, things need to be said. Judah, he said 41. It's like 10 to 15 here. -7. Let me see what the weather is here. 15 degrees right now. 14 to 15 degrees. First down and 10. Shit, we will. Shit, if anyone was going to win like big money, shit, like if we ended up having some kind of like, crazy fantasy league and you and me were on a team together, I feel that you and me could go against anyone on planet Earth. Like I said, there's a lot of people out there that are good, but I feel there's not a lot of people that see the game the way that we do, It takes reading, you got to watch games. You got to, be open-minded. You can't be closed-minded. You can't be a hater. You have to be able to recognize greatness and talent no matter where it's at. And if you're able to do that, then you're going to end up, exceeding the expectations and being better than everyone else because you can see things fairly. But I feel like a lot of people can't, whether they have a clouded vision or not, One day, bro. But also, too, the thing about NFL fans is everyone Regardless if they watch a little or they watch every game, everyone thinks they're an expert. Everyone thinks they know it. They know everything. Tipped, incomplete.
We've seen it over the years, teams that have this great smooth offense, and you got to learn some things. And where do you learn? Against the best teams in the playoffs. And, Mike McDaniel, these guys take this back to the lab, figure out how to keep the system.
Like, there's different levels of fandom and different levels of intelligence, especially with football. Play calling, scheme. It's not just, someone hikes the ball and they run around. Not a bunch of meatheads and like a bunch of AKA Dan Campbell's running around with their head cut off. It ain't like that. Tua? Nice catch by Waddle. Nice job, baby.
He lines up inside, he runs up and runs out in man-to-man coverage. On the money one more time. It's probably too little, too late.
Oh, definitely too little, too late.
If you look at Chris Jones getting home, I think he got held.
Austin Jackson
Got away with one.
right tackle.
First down and 10, shotgun set, Tua. And then also the Chiefs defense is smart enough, to understand, once the team is down, they're not going to run the football anymore. And that was pretty much start of the beginning of the third quarter. So it's a full advantage, when the game script, ends up, being this way where you can't run the ball, you can't throw the ball. The only thing that you were able to do is go deep to Tyreek, and Tyreek made the play. Like, the only way that you were going to be able to get into this game is if you ended up giving Tyreek like 20 opportunities. If you would have given him 20 opportunities for like bubble screens, jet sweeps, and if that means less Mostert, less Achane, less Waddle, that would be the only way that you were going to come back in this game. Is that if you pretty much, the whole offense was geared to Tyreek. And if that was the case, you probably still lose, but maybe the game is 26-20 right now rather than 26-7. Pete and Bill, co-coaches. It'll be very interesting to see where a lot of these coaches end up. Shotgun set. Tua. Blitz coming. Just throws it to the moon. And it's like Achane and Mostert were awesome in the regular season. But again, it's like sometimes you have to start realizing, when things are working or when they're not working. You have to be able to adjust. And if you're not willing to adjust, or I'm not, Mike McDaniel ain't stupid. He's a bright coach, but you have to know your quarterback, know your O-line. You have to know what you're working with. And, you have to make adjustments on the fly. But like I said, the only way that, you were going to do anything in this game was go to Tyreek on almost every play. That would have been and if that would have happened, you're still not winning, but at least the game is closer. I mean, prove me wrong. If they would have went to Tyreek like 15 more times this game, do you really think the score would be 26-7? It wouldn't be.
Pretty close. Another one of those corner routes. Not sure he got that left foot dragging. And obviously bobble at the end of it as well.
Targeted 8 times tonight. 5 receptions, 62 yards.
Yeah, I already know you got an addiction. I already told you were going to have an addiction. Like I said, I got ESP, dude. I kept telling you, I don't fucking recommend dumb stuff. I only recommend the best of the best. Period. And it's like you either take my advice or you don't, But, having you be addicted to the platform doesn't surprise me. I'm on it all the time. Like I said, I don't really use a whole lot of Facebook or Instagram or anything. Like, I'll look at other people's stuff, and whatnot. But I only enjoy Twitter X and YouTube, and that's it. And I don't even watch any other channels on YouTube. I just do the research to do my own. So So I would say my favorite app, on all the apps is Twitter/X. 2 blowouts today. Hasselbeck, because they had 2 Pro Bowl, All-Pro Hall of Famers on the line with Steve Hutchinson and Walter Brown, and then you had fucking Sean Alexander going for like 1 billion touchdowns, 20, 30, 40 touchdowns in the season. That's how. So even though Hasselbeck wasn't the greatest, you had arguably the best running back or one of the top, 2 or 3 running backs at the time in Sean Alexander, and you pretty much went left, you gained 5 yards, Hutchinson and Walter Brown. Okay, what are we going to do? A toss to the left? Okay, a counter to the left? All right. Halfback dive to the left, and it was 5 yards every time or more. Go to the right, maybe only get a yard or 2. First down, Chiefs. See, I got the football knowledge. I ain't no dummy. I remember. I watched. That's how. I mean, how did Brad Johnson win a fucking Super Bowl? How did Rich Gannon get the team, all the way to the Super Bowl? How did Trent Dilfer get to a Super Bowl and win? That generation is kind of over with now, but it was defense, right? Ray Lewis and company. Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp, Rondé Barber, John Lynch. That's how you got there. But also, too, we have to give credit to Trent and to Brad Johnson that they actually played better than people thought they were going to play, especially Brad Johnson in my Super Bowl year. He went 22-6, 22 touchdowns, 6 picks in a John Gruden-led offense, and it was Brad Johnson, who prior to that was just a journeyman that would more than likely have 6 touchdowns and 22 picks, not 22 picks and 6 touchdowns. Like if you said, oh, Brad Johnson played and he had 6 touchdowns, 22 picks, no one would even care. They'd be like, yep, he sucks. But again, sometimes in the right system, being a smart guy, he was able to overachieve and help us get there and win.
And then Monday night, Troy and Lisa Salters will have at 5:40 a very intriguing game in Philadelphia, Jason.
Yes, The Office. 2-minute warning, 26-7, Chiefs. You got to go hot and healthy. And if you're not hot and healthy, you're going to get your ass kicked in the playoffs. You got to finish 3-1 or 4-0 in December. If you don't, we'll find out real quick. You say, where are we going to dinner, Taylor? Double E. Shotgun set. Trying to get everybody some playing time. Well, I wish the games were a little bit closer. We'll find out if we end up getting blowouts tomorrow as well, which is possible. Dallas blowing out Green Bay by 20 plus could happen. I'm not sure if we would get a Detroit blowout on the Rams. I mean, like I said, that's probably going to end up being the best game out of them all. Buffalo should blow out Pittsburgh, and you would think Eagles would blow out the Tampa Bay Bucks. So, fumble. But again, like out of all these playoff games, it looks like we might only have one good one tomorrow. Dallas should blow out Green Bay. Rams could beat Detroit, so I think that one could be close. Buffalo will blow out Pittsburgh, and the Eagles should blow out Tampa. And if there's an upset other than the Rams on Detroit, it'll be the Bucs beating the Eagles. But that's only if Baker plays, and I don't think Baker will play. I think he's too hurt. I mean, hell, we couldn't even get a touchdown against the Panthers in the last week, and we got our ass kicked against the Saints the week before that. So we are definitely pretenders. We do not deserve to be in the playoffs. Matt getting jealous of your fictional relationship with Taylor. Plenty of other fish in the sea, Matt. Plus, if she wasn't a singer and if she wasn't rich, you wouldn't even like her. You only like her because she's rich and she sings. That's the only reason. If she wasn't rich and she couldn't sing, she'd just be another girl. Just another Taylor. Prove me wrong. First down, Dolphins. All the bars. And we ain't talking candy. Meg from Oregon. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. I'm going to have to go out into this coldness pretty soon with the Paisley Pup. But I do get to eat some banana bread pretty soon. So excited about that. The fam knows how to make the banana bread. And I saw my dad and my stepmom out towards like they live out in kind of the boonies, like out there. And they ended up making chili, a couple days ago, like a big crock pot of it. I was like, oh my God. Like, it looked amazing. Like so many ingredients in there. Nothing like, having some snow and then being able to have some comfort food. Now, I don't know if they had cornbread with the chili there, but that's like, for me, like, if I can get the cornbread with the chili, then it's like, the day is perfect. Like, I can just eat the chili to eat the chili, but actually having that side piece is also good too. All right, baby. Final score, Kansas City Chiefs 26, Miami Dolphins 7. Nice job, Kansas City. All right, anything that anybody wants to see before I go? Kansas City Chief playoff game, 0 Kansas City Chief fans in the room. Interesting. Final score, 26-7, Kansas City. Let me look at the box score here real quick before we go. All right, Patrick Mahomes, 23 for 41, 262 yards, 1 TD, and no picks. Not a very good day. 2 carries for 41 yards. It seems like he can't even throw more than 1 touchdown pass lately. It's like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is something that we used to get. Now it's like 1, and then if you're really lucky, maybe 2, but don't push your luck. Rice had a good game, though. 8 receptions, 130 yards, and a tutty. Yeah, Steelers ain't winning. And then, yeah, I'll end up watching the Dallas Cowboys beat the brakes out of Green Bay. That'll make me happy. And then we will live stream for the Rams in Detroit, which is actually the best playoff game in the 3-day span. I don't think there's anything better than that Rams-Lions matchup. Can't wait. Now I just gotta decide who is gonna go on the thumb. I mean, are we gonna go traditional with Goff and Stafford? Do I go Kyron? Do I go Amon-Ra? We'll have to wait and see. Well, I appreciate all of y'all very, very much. Shout out to the Kraken for getting a dub as well. 26-7, the Kansas City Chiefs win in a blowout. And obviously Houston 45, Cleveland 14. That was fucking shocking. And with the Seattle Kraken doing Seattle Kraken things, 8, 9, 10 in a row. Amazing, amazing win, 7-4. Release the Kraken, defend the deep. I love it. Extend their win streak to 9 in a row for the Kraken. Hell yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We were sitting at almost at an hour in at a 0, and I was thinking to myself, I mean, it's one thing to have like baseball fans not show love and support, basketball fans, college football fans. But I mean, hell, you would think at least on the NFL side, and wrestling, at least we're going to get support there for sure. And I was getting really, really worried. So thank you so much. What do you want to see before I go? Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. So I guess the Seahawk fans have to make up for the Saints and the Eagles and the Chief fans that decided to disappear on me. Thank you. You actually ended up making the day somewhat respectable compared to where we were. When you go an hour in and you're at 0, it's not a good feeling. And to be able to get no support on the Kraken game, the last stream that we did, you don't want to hit a 0 and a 0. That's not good for the mental health. So, especially when it takes an hour to make a thumb and you're doing a 3-hour stream or longer. So, I appreciate you very, very much. Anything that you want to see? Some people are loyal to the soil, and apparently others are not. So, you got anything that you want to be able to see, Seahawk-wise or Husky-wise? We don't have to be here all day, but at least let me get you a couple photos, and then I can get you some more tomorrow, for the Rams and the Lions. But do you got anything that you want to see here besides Saul Goodman? Travis Kelce? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. He's like, I got good hands and everyone else on the team fucking sucks. Tell him, Rice. He's like, I'm the only goddamn one that can catch the damn ball. Be honest. All the other wide receivers suck ass. I'm the only good one. Gang, gang, gang. I love the Kermit the Frog voice out of Mahomes. Keep Kermiting it up, baby. Who's the MVP of the stream? Who is it? It's Reflect. That guy, he's a goat. Did you see the video that Cal Raleigh's dad posted? He don't got no dumper no more. He looks skinny now. He lost weight in his legs and his butt. No more big dumper, little dumper now. I'll send you the video. It's just like a 5-second video of him batting. But you can see his profile of his body. He lost a shitload of weight. Like a bunch. Like he looks like much skinnier, which might be better. Less strikeouts. The dumper's a little dumper now. I mean, he's not like shrunk, but I mean, it's considerably skinnier. Who's the GOAT? It's Reflect. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah. I mean, it's not like he lost like 60 pounds or anything like that, but definitely considerably slimmer frame, you know, obviously on the dumpa and the legs. So hopefully it ends up working out. Saul Goodman knows that Reflect is OG. He's a man. Yeah, good thing Reflect saved us. Otherwise, we would have been at a zero or close to a zero. Which is weird though, because I mean it's NFL and it's playoffs. You know what I mean? It's like hell, if we can't get people to show love or support during the NFL and the NFL playoffs, we're never going to get support. It's like, what other way are we going to get support if we can't even get support on the number one thing, which would be the NFL playoff? Very odd. But I do appreciate the people that are loyal to the brand. It means a lot, more than you know. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. I'll get you some more photos when we get into the building tomorrow for the Rams and the Lions, which will be electric. And then on Monday, we'll do the Bucks and Eagles. So tomorrow at 5, Lions, Rams, be here. Monday, Eagles, Bucks, be here. And then we'll get into some Kraken hockey, and we'll go into some other things as we move forward. But I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Stay warm. Make sure you guys, avoid the elements if you can. I'm going to go out into the elements here with Paisley in a moment. I love you guys, and I appreciate you very much. Meg from Oregon, love you. And I will be back very, very soon. Reflect, you are the MVP. Shout out to Sarah, the best mod in the world, doing big, big things even when we get results or when we don't get results, getting those likes up and supporting the brand. I appreciate you, as well as everyone else that was watching in the room. Reflect, Sarah, Matt, everyone else. I love you, and I appreciate you. Shout out to Megan in Australia as well. Meg in Oregon. I love you. And I got one question for you. Who you know talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. I love you and I appreciate you. Reflect as an MVP, and I'm out. Okay.